And we're live. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy last Wednesday of the month. I forgot today is the 30th, so we are about to be in May, which is wild. I don't know where this year's gone, but I hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Zombie. Let's see. Oh no, it's Mike's here. Love watching the progress. Helps motivate me to try and tackle some of my projects. I am happy to hear that. Hey, Tuxedo. Hey, Hobo. Hey, Dougal. Nice is in the house. Nice and early. Luis, Raj, Steve's here. Also nice and early. How's it going, buddy? So today we are going to be continuing along with the ProForge 300 build. My plan is that we will finish the frame stuff, which there's not a whole lot left in this section. It's basically building a couple of bearing stacks, mounting this back plate, which I think goes... Andrew, thank you so much for the donation for the Happy Wednesday Fund. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. So yeah, basically mounting this plate somewhere. I don't know if it's here or here. This kind of feels right. Maybe it goes here. I think that's probably right. And then we're going to move on. The next step in this build is actually jumping right to installing the base. So the base is this big old piece here, and then it's sort of all the electronics. So I know I took a quick look ahead, but we'll be mounting both power supplies, we'll be mounting the motors, we'll be mounting the Big Tree Tech Pi 2 and a couple other things. So a little different. Normally electronics are like the last thing after it's all done, but we're going to follow the instructions from the build, and so once we're done with the frame, it has you going right to the base and electronics. So we will do that. Hey, Rob. Hey, Liz is here. Nice and early too. I need to get you, I need a Pez Liz shirt. You let me know if you send me a message. I don't know if you have them like at your place or whether they're through a print on demand, but let me know. I will definitely, I will rock a Pez Liz shirt. I'd love to have one. Hey, Steve. I think I said hi to Cybertech. If I not, I thought that I said hi, but hello, how's it going? So random updates not related to 3D printing like we typically do. I have spent a bunch of time in the garden and doing planting things, and I did a few silly things. I seed started 200 plants or something like that, and I did them too early, at least the first tray. The first tray I started on March 1st, and I've already had to repot them into red solo cups, and they're freaking massive now. And I just sort of planted everything, and there's a lot of things that I planted that don't need to be planted in advance. You can direct sow, like the radish was silly, lettuce and spinach was silly, carrots were silly, and then even things like all the squash family, so cucumber, zucchini, summer squash, all that stuff I probably should have just direct sowed because they grow so quickly, and now I'm just dealing with these monstrous plants. So I'm hoping starting tomorrow I'm going to begin hardening off for 1 week, and as long as the forecast shows no frost, I'm going to plant the first round of plants next week. And in the last week since I saw you, I studied drip irrigation as much as I possibly could. And so today from Oregon, from Drip Depot, I have a bunch of drip stuff showing up. So I'm going to attempt to install it in line with our sprinkler system, so that way I can just control it from our like garage sprinkler unit. But it's going to be a lot. I've never added a valve and done any of that stuff, so I'm pretty excited. It's always fun learning a new skill or a new thing, so we'll see how that all goes. And then also in super exciting news, on Monday we had our anatomy scan, and we got confirmation that baby number 2 is a boy. So it is a boy house. Yeah, they also said that they think our initial due date was slightly incorrect, so they bumped us forward a little bit. So now the new due date is September 7th, and previously it was September 14th. But baby looks healthy, everything looks good. We are super freaking excited. So yeah, Jackson is getting a baby brother, so I wanted to share that with everyone because I'm really excited. Poor Aaron, dudes. Yeah, I told Aaron, I was like, all the stinky feet. Erin's doing okay. She is doing much better than the first 3 months, which was like the worst. I mean, it was awful. She had like a really pretty solid 30 days. Zombie, thank you so much for the 33 months. It's a boy, yes. So another baby bot showing up, reporting for duty soon. Then she had like a pretty solid month, which was awesome. And then the last week she's had 3 days of not feeling good. So it's sort of back and forth, but compared to where we were at, it's hard to not be thankful for the improvement, because it is definitely better than what it was at the beginning. Andrew, thank you so much for the 14-month idea for a new stream. Daniel builds a farm bot. It's actually funny. Let's do Hadouken. Andrew gets a squirrel. It's actually funny. I think I briefly mentioned to Jason about it, because like I do post not a lot, but like every once in a while some gardening related things, and I would love to build one. The biggest concerns I have is, one, like, could I even stream it? How would I stream it outdoors? How would I set up a camera outdoors? If I didn't stream it outdoors and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna build one and sort of record some of the process and make just an edited video out of it, where would it be and how would I get power to it? I don't have, like, my house has outside in the front and the back, like 2 external plugs that you use, I think mostly for like Christmas lights and stuff like that. I think that's their primary purpose, maybe for other things, but that's what I feel like they get used for. I don't know how I would get power to it effectively. So I'm sure I could figure out something, and I do think it would be a lot of fun, but there's just logistics. The logistics behind it is the biggest thing. So Stinky Feet is the last Stinky I'd be worrying about with 3 bullets. Yeah, Jackson's a gassy child as well. He got his daddy's gut. So nice, thank you so much for the 35 months. Cheers, man. Let's do Airborne, and then RS, thank you for the 32 months. Awesome. Cheers, everybody. Hey, the Ranch Kid. So yeah, let's get right into it. Thank you. Also, if I missed anyone, hey TJ, thank you so much, Steve. And I think I got everyone. Collect call from not a baby. Boy. All right, here we go. So let's continue on with the build here. And last week we had started, it took a lot of time to go through the unboxing. This build has a lot of parts, and I mean, I knew that, but it's even kind of more aggressive than I had expected. I also did reach out to it's Makertech, right? It's not script. Yeah. I also did reach out to Makertech and let them know about the extrusions that had a lot of aluminum that had to be cleared, and they were well aware of it and basically said that, you know, we know it's a thing, and it sounds like they are, I think it's been corrected at this point. I do have an early kit build, but as part of my goal always when building things is to let the manufacturer know when things are not correct. So nice with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, buddy. Okay, so this is a pretty complicated, like the bearing stack has a lot going on. So I'm basically going to go through the top, like just go down the list and pull everything I need one at a time. So like one of these pink ones, and I did take out in an attempt to sort of expedite things, I did at least take out the bags containing M4 hardware and the things I think we'll need for today's build. So the first thing is an M420 button head bolt. M440, M420 button head. Here's one. How's everything going with you? Nice. Man, most people probably know this. Yeah, everyone that watches the stream knows that I have pretty gnarly allergies. Andrew has donated a few times to the fund. Let's see, fasteners, spacers, tissue fund. Well, I had found a nasal spray that seems to have been helping quite a bit, and I ran out of it. And 1 second here, M4 by 8 by 5. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6 of these. And I had ran out of it, and back when I got it, the doctor had prescribed me 2 different types because they said, oh, well, if one of these doesn't work, try the other one. And the first one did work, but because I haven't had any of it, and I put in a request for a refill, but for some reason hasn't come through yet. I tried the other stuff, and today is like day 2 of trying it, and it is awful. The stuff, like, you use the nasal spray, and it like basically the last 2 days is just sitting in the back of my throat, this awful medicine taste. So sorry if that's TMI, but I'm over here just like tasting chemicals, and I'm like, I need to share that with everyone. Hey Petty. Okay, and it looks like for these bearings we need 6 of these F624ZZs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we need a single M5 M4 nylock nut. So M4 that's right here. Allergies have been brutal. Yeah, I always have had allergies. Like, I have allergies to luckily not medications, but like I have pet allergies and I've always had, you know, dogs and cats, so I've just kind of dealt with it because I love animals. And that's, you know, that is what it is. With the dogs, I kind of just pet them, usually with my foot now, because I'm like, I can't. If I touch you with my hand, I'm game over. But since moving to Idaho, the seasonal allergies here seem to be way more aggressive than what I'm used to in California. So that's been something that I've been struggling with and trying to figure it out. Okay, so M4. So next we need an M. Holy crap, Steve, with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, man. I was focused on my bolts here. Thank you so much, Steve. Are you working today or do you have the day off? Okay, so this is saying we need, it looks like 2 M4 by 4mm spacers, and these are big spacers. I don't know. The picture doesn't make them look like they're aluminum, but it has to be this. It has to be an aluminum spacer. I wish it said, it just says M4 by 4mm spacer. It's got to be this. This is the M4 by 14 by 4. It's got to be these. So they are aluminum spacers. Just the picture makes them look like they're not. Thank you, Steve. Working, getting back to it now. I'll chat with you later. Okay. Sounds good, man. Wish me luck. Maybe I'll talk to you before, but probably not. Wish me luck on all the irrigation stuff today, man. The main things are, once I get the valve installed and confirm that it fits onto the 3/4 inch strip tubing, like the main line, I'll feel pretty good about it, but I'm a little concerned about getting that in. It basically has, so you have valve, and then you have filter I have to attach to that. Then I have a pressure regulator that drops the PSI down to either 20 or 25, I can't remember. Then I have a threaded nut. Then I have an adapter piece that takes it from 3/4 inch to 3/4 inch strip tubing, and then I can go off that with a barb fitting that I'll clamp on. So once I have that in, I'll feel pretty good about just running tubing through the beds and stuff like that. But I'm a little concerned about that as far as like space in the sprinkler box. I don't know that it'll fit, so wish me luck, please. And then we need an M4 T-nut, and it looks like just a single one of those. So M4 T-nut, these T-nut fasteners. Hey, Benny, if I didn't say hi already. Hey, TJ, if I didn't say, I can't remember if I've said hi already. I guess there's nothing wrong with saying hi multiple times. Okay. All right, so let's get the party started. Side cam. Bring you guys in. Okay, so this is the first one. It looks like, nope, this is not the first one. This is the one we're starting with. And if I have it facing like this, it looks like on the left side, we have the 20 mil, and then we have one of these little shims. And then we've got bearing stack. So 1 bearing, 2 bearings. Nope, that's not a bearing. Bearing followed by a shim. And then this is gonna go through, come on, buddy. This is gonna go through this hole like so. I might turn off, if autofocus is getting a little too wild, let me know and I'll disable it. And then this is going into that. So let me grab, what size driver is that? Is that probably 2.5 maybe? That seems right. And then let me grab my Steve's gift that keeps on giving, man. These Knipex pliers, I tell you, are the greatest. Okay, so let's tighten this down. It's probably plenty tight. Let me make sure this is still, yeah, it still feels like we're moving smoothly. I might, I think I'll leave them. Yeah, I'll leave them like that. That feels good. I don't think I tightened it too hard. Okay, and then we've got the other one, which is a really long one. So this one, we've got an M440, and then we have got a shim, followed by a bearing stack. So bearing going in. I am so excited for this build, everyone. I know I've mentioned it before, but like, I'm just hoping that once we get it all dialed in, that it just kicks butt and we've got a really cool tool changer. Is this, Yeah, that seems like that's fine. Okay, so we got our big metal standoff. And then we've got another shim. And we've got a bearing. Bearing. It's got to be a shim after that. Yep. And then we've got our other big metal spacer, followed by a T-nut. Let's just thread this on a couple times. I don't know how tight this needs to be. Oh my gosh. It needs to be tighter than that. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna sort of thread it on. It's still pretty loose, but for now, that's fine. I just want to make sure it doesn't fall off. Okay, so now we are moving on to, I guess that's the front motor bracket, and this is the rear motor bracket. So we're gonna do that all again. We need, this one requires an M430 button head, which I don't think we used. I think we had an M440, here we go, M430. Oh man, also since I saw you guys last, I've moved so much soil. I had, was it 5 cubic yards of soil dumped in the driveway, and I used a calculator based off of the raised beds I had and gave myself a little extra, and I thought I just gave myself a little extra. But so far, I've had to fill 30 or 20 grow bags and then order another 8 foot by 2 foot by, is it 11 inch? No, I think it's tall. I think it's 17 inch tall bed. I filled that. So now we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, yes, 6 raised beds. And then I still need to fill 10 more grow bags. It's like I don't I don't want to move soil for a long time is basically what I'm getting at. Okay, so 6 more of these little shims, which I put right here. My dad came over. They took off officially. They're gone for the summertime back in California. They're actually driving right now. I think they got up at like 4 in the morning and are going to try to do a straight shot. But my dad came over, thankfully, and helped me out. These shims look a little... Shims aren't that great. There's a little lip on some of these shims. It's pretty small, so maybe it'll just kind of push itself down. It's not very wide, but I am noticing on a couple of these shims there's a slight lip. But yeah, my dad came over on Saturday and helped me out, and we spent hours in the evening just moving soil, and I'm like, I still have dirt in my driveway. Your experience has been soiled. Yes. Yes, the soil does look really nice, but it's interesting because I've always used like potted bed and seed starting soil, and that stuff has a bunch of like either peat moss or whatever the other stuff is that's sort of like peat moss. And so when the water hits it, it's almost like dropping water on a sponge. It just instantly absorbs it. And like it's really light and fluffy, and if you squeeze it, like, you know, basically the water would come out like a sponge. But the garden soil I got was from a local like hardscape yard. They dropped it off in the driveway, and it's a blend of topsoil, compost with a little bit of sand. And I was up potting stuff, sorry, let me think like a multitask here. I was up potting, or repotting is what the word is. It's repotting and trying to use that stuff, and I noticed that like the water just sits on the surface, and if I move the cup, like the water just kind of ran down the side. It takes way longer for the water to soak through the soil, so I ended up not using it. It's going to be fine for the raised beds, I think, once the plants are established, but for the, like, I definitely got an understanding of like why the importance is of having the appropriate soil when you're doing things like repotting, because it's quite different. Hey Ayak. Okay, what am I missing from here? Missing 2 lock nuts. I think that's everything. So let's get 2 more lock nuts. Okay. All right, so let's make sure this is facing the right orientation. So it looks like if we have it like this, is the autofocus driving everyone crazy already, or is it okay?
Pizza, no pineapple, and N64 playing fun.
Hey buddy, tripods with the $5 pizza, no pineapple, and N64 playing fun. I can't guarantee the no pineapple, but I will definitely put it towards a pizza. Oh, that's me. and N64 playing fun. Yeah, I still have to figure out. I installed the HDMI mod, and I goofed when I put the jumper pack in, or the expansion pack. I put it in the wrong direction, and so I thought I killed something. But so far I've tested out the power supply, and it's putting out the correct voltages. So I need to go back in with my multimeter and just check continuity. I checked and none of the pins on the CPU were bridged. So I'm wondering if it's maybe the voltage pin that's doing it. So I don't know, I gotta go in and play around with it. But I feel bad because I got Jackson apparently hooked on Mario, and like now he gets out of bed and it's like, it's in the room across the hall from him. So he goes, Mario, and I'm like, yeah, Daddy's gotta find some time to figure out what he did. So I will get it resolved, but I'm a little bit saddened that it was a really complicated install, and I'm quite proud of how the soldering went. So I just have to figure out what the heck is going on with it. Okay, so like this, we got this, and yep, and we've got this. And then this goes through here. Let me make sure I did that right. So we've got shim. Yeah, that's right. And on the other side of this, we are doing another shim, followed by another bearing stack, and another shim. And then lastly, the nylon lock nut. Oh my god, I think that the same go-kart is going to be driving right now. Like, one of the kids on the street has a go-kart, and it seems like stream time is go-kart time. Okay, I don't want to over-tighten this, but I also do want it fairly tight. Let's make sure our bearings... Oh, it still feels... Oh, nope, this one's too tight. Oh, it's maybe the mailman that's here. Hold on. Could it be all of my... Oh my god. It's all the irrigation. It's all the irrigation. Yes. Okay, so this is a little too tight. And I did shim it. So I need to back off on the lock nut just a hair. Let's do like a quarter turn. Yeah, I did a lot of research on drip stuff, and everyone seems to swear by a company called Drip Depot. And it just so happens to be that they are based out of Oregon, which is our neighbor. So got here really quick. That is still putting too much pressure on the bearings. Interesting. I don't want to go much lighter than that.
Pineapple for your non-pineapple pizza from Tripod's Garage.
Bearded Printer, thank you so much for the $5. Yes, some pineapple for my non-pineapple pizza. Perfect. They cancel each other out, and now I can choose what I want on my pizza. So this is still a little tighter than I would like, and I'm wondering... Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna really quickly take this off and look at the shims and see if one of these shims has that lip on it I was seeing. I might try to file it down, because I don't want bearings being constricted at all. It's definitely not going to be a positive for our motion. So let's see. If I look at, oops. This one looks... You know what I'll do? Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll make sure that I have the bearing with the smoother side facing towards... I'm sorry, the shim with the smoother side facing towards the bearings, and sort of the side that's got a little extra something facing the other direction. So let's go like this. Let's go like this, and like this. This one will have like this. Something tells me it's that little bit of a lip on the shim that's, when I'm compressing it, is kind of biting into it. Hey, Ted's in the house. What's up, buddy? Why do so many builds use bearing stacks and spacers instead of smooth idlers? I have no idea. That is a great question that I wish I had a better answer to. I don't know if it's cost. I wouldn't think that the cost would be substantial enough for it to be the primary reason, but I don't know the answer to that. So this is still fine. I think that's totally what it is. This feels better now. So I have to be careful. Yeah, this is... I think this is good. I think this is good. Okay. Yeah, that might be what it is. I mentioned earlier, for anyone that didn't see it, but some of the shims have a little bit of like So there's a smooth side and there's the rougher side. And on the rougher side, some of them have a tiny lip, like it's really fine. But I'm thinking that on this one, where it was kind of not spinning freely, that I had the smooth side away from the bearing, and so that little imperfection on it when I compressed it was pushing into the bearing and causing a little bit of friction. Because now that I have smooth side towards bearing, both of these are spinning nicely, and I don't feel like I've had to. Oh, I think Jack's coming up. Jack Attack. Hi, cuties. You gonna say hi too? Can you come say hi? You want the? Jack wants the bar stool. Can you hand me the bar stool for Jack? Yeah, you guys look adorable. You can come say hi. Come here, Jackson. Look, you look like you're ready to help me in the garden, bud. You say hi? You wanna come say hi too? Yeah, you look fine. You look great. It's Miss Modbot.
Hi, everybody. And my mini me.
Matching overalls. Looks like a little Look at the little farmer. That's what they said. Are you?
Yeah.
That's water. Are you?
Surprised they still fit. Yeah.
Are you Daddy's helper?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna help me with all the irrigation that just showed up? That is Loctite. You did definitely not baby friendly.
Be done streaming by the time we came back. So.
Maybe it depends on how long you take, or how quick you take.
Couple hours.
Daddy needs this stuff. Daddy needs that stuff. Are you excited to have a baby brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you say? Would you say the name?
I don't know if we said his name. His name is Landon Oliver Gonis, but Aaron's been calling him Donnie. Can you say?
Don, yeah.
Can you say Donnie? Dan.
Don.
Yeah, Jackson's learning how to say it, so
Landon.
it's the foreman. The whole fam. Yeah, it is the whole family. Even the dogs are here. Delilah's licking her paws, and Monkey is. Monkey's right here. Hi, buddy. Yeah, everyone's up here right now. So we are working on the tool changer today, bud. Aunt Daddy's working on bearing stacks. Are you gonna go bye-bye with Mama and get some yummy food?
Yeah.
And then are you going swimming later? Monkey. Yeah, Monkey's over there. He's on the other side. You can't see him, buddy. Are you going swimming today? Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to say bye.
Okay. I love you. You be good for Mommy? Huggy? Oh. I love you. You say bye-bye to everybody?
Love you, babe.
Love you too. Bye. Bye. I love you. You be good for Mommy.
Buddy.
Good for Mommy. You gonna walk out yourself? It's a little tight today. Oh. Thank you for the banana zombie. And thank you for the 34 months, Lisa. Farmer Jack and Mama Erin. Yeah. We don't get to see Erin very often. She came up prepared. She was decked out in the overalls. He's a very tall kid. He's definitely a tall little man. Okay, so for the other one, we've got a smaller bolt. We're gonna go same thing. We'll do smooth side towards bearing. Then we've got bearing. Then we've got bearing. Shim one more time, smooth side. This one on the smooth side has a little bit of a rough line, but I think it's probably not going to affect things, but we'll find out in a second. Pass this through here. Throw on our lock nut. I want to go swimming today. Kevin, you can go swimming. They don't actually have an adult. That's weird. Now that I think about it, they don't actually have an adult class. It's called Goldfish Swim School. You're welcome to. I'll ask today. I'll say, hey, I've got a buddy. He's not a kid. He's a kid at heart. I'll say. I'll say. I got a buddy. He's a kid at heart, not in age, but at heart. Is there any way he can come swimming here? It's still, yeah, no, that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. If I run into any issues with motion, but this feels probably good enough. Yeah, we'll call that good enough. But I do strongly believe it's important if the shims in this kit are gonna have that little rough edge, it's definitely important to have the smooth side towards the bearing. Okay, so next up we are going to be taking this long bar. Hey, Reverend. How are the filament faithful today? I'm doing really good. Delilah, feel like every week I say I slept like crap, and it is true. I'm not lying. I sleep just bad all the time, it seems like. But last night, I think I went to bed at like 2-ish, 2:30, and I did sleep until Jack woke up at 7. So I got, what is that, math, 4.5 hours. And then I think I took a nap after, maybe. I think I took a short nap, so doing all right. Hey Viking, how's it going? I know you're a kid at heart, K2. Yeah, the way that adults I think get away with swimming is if you have a kid, like Aaron goes swimming with Jack. I did once a few weeks ago because Aaron had work, but I've told her like I kind of like her doing the swimming with Jack because I feel like Aaron and me are pretty opposite, like sun and moon opposite, and so we do everything a little bit differently. And I feel like for swimming, it's probably less confusing with Jack to sort of learn how to swim with a parent that's a consistent, her, you know, showing him how to swim and me going in there and being like, to do this. So yeah, she's the one swimming with him. But we'll see how that goes as we get further along in the pregnancy. That might change. So but yeah, we definitely do just about everything there. I mean, it's almost hilarious how even the simple things, you're like, how can there be a different way to do this? I'm like, trust me, there is. Hi, I learned to swim from a German frogman. All right, so 4 more bearings. We're pretty much doing all the bearings. I think this might be all the bearing stacks in this section. Okay, so we have our bolts, we have our shims, we have our bearings, and the last thing are 2 more of those nylon lock nuts. I really seem to like using those lock nuts. Okay. So using this, it looks like on the outside we are going screw through. Ooh, also, I'm gonna do a plug here for Kevin. If anyone has an AMS2 and is looking for a cool upgrade, I saw K2 Kevin just put out a desiccant sort of cubby or compartment for it that holds a bunch of desiccant that looks really cool. I don't know if I liked the post. I saw it and thought it looked really cool, but I'm doing my part now, sharing it here. So if anyone either has an AMS2 Pro or is getting one, it seems like a pretty sweet little upgrade. Okay. Yep, let's tighten this down. Okay, are we still spinning? Yeah, we are. That feels really good. I think I've solved the mystery. It's just about having those shims in the right direction. Okay, so for the next one, we are doing it differently. This one is shim on top. So we'll do screw, shim, bearing, bearing, shim, then through the hole like that, and then into our lock nuts. Save your spools. What is it, Zombie? What did you post? What is the model? Oh, also, I completely didn't realize, I reached out to Joel over at Polymaker and just said, hey, let me know when the interview we did goes live so I can share it. And he's like, oh, it went live already. So if anyone has some downtime and just wants to listen in, my interview for Meet the Polymaker went live on Polymaker's channel last Thursday. I had a ton of fun. Joel's super, I don't think I've really had a lot of time to chat with Joel. Like, he's super cool. It was definitely fun going down memory lane and kind of talking about how 3D printing has changed, and just, I don't know, it was a good time. So I didn't know that. Okay, it's the desiccant holder. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I didn't know it went live. I should have known, because like initially we were talking about doing a live stream and it just didn't work out. It's really tough with he was doing some traveling stuff, but it's also just really tricky with me and work to make it all work out. But yeah, I'm really happy with the episode. It was a lot of fun. So Okay, so just making sure I'm in the same orientation. All right, we'll do the same thing. I think this is the last stack, so we are getting there. M420. M420 is right here. Got one of these. And then we've got an M435, which is one of... Is this open? I feel like I've opened all of them, but maybe not you? No, it doesn't look like it. M435. I watched it Fox Live. Does that mean like you watched it live, although it's pre-recorded live? Shims, we are needing 4 more of these shims. What is in the bottom? Something's on the bottom of my foot. Ow! 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 This is what was in my foot. No. You'd think that being inside, being barefoot would be safe, but not in the studio. There's always something out to get me, I feel like. Where did I put the little shims? The bag should be getting much lower, so we're not there. These are big shims. Okay, they can't be far. Here we are. Okay, so we need 4 more shims. 1, 2, 3. Oh, don't roll away from me, please. Come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, we got 4 shims. We need 4 more bearings, which are the last 4. Okay. We need an M4 by 15 millimeter spacer. So that is a much larger spacer. Is that one of these guys? No, that's a 2.5. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. There's just a single one. This must be it. Yep. Yep, this is it. M4 by 15 millimeter spacer. So one big one. Hey, Zoddy! Hey, thanks for sharing the link, Zombie. What have you been working on, man? I feel like I haven't really... I mean, I see you in stream, you know, here and there, but like, I haven't really chatted with you. What's your big project you're working on right now? And then 2 more of our lock nuts, and then we should be good to go. Here we go. Okay, let me move this a little bit, so hopefully it's a little easier to see on camera. I'll probably do. Okay, so using this one, we're starting off with the shorter bolt, going into the inside. And then we are doing shim, bearing, bearing, shim, and bearing. This year I made part of Black Box. I made it part? What do you mean? Are you still working on both the RC and the Black Box? I know Black Box from like what I've seen, from the bit I've watched of Steve and I think Luke as well, is a pretty involved build. Is it, are you still working on the hardware side? Is it mostly just at this point like calibration and getting all the macros and, you know, firmware stuff working? I got to the tune of the Black Box, need to calibrate half of, oh gosh. Gotcha. Is part of it just because it's the tool changer, or is part of it complicated because it's a different firmware that you're less familiar with? Because like, if I had to calibrate something in Clipper, it would take me time. Like, I mean, I've got experience with it, but it would certainly take me time. But if I had to calibrate something in RepRap firmware, it would take me a lot of time because there'd be so much documentation I'd have to read because I'm so unfamiliar with just everything regarding it. So yeah, is it just something unique with the calibration of that tool changer, or is it the firmware that's unique that is just completely different than what you're used to? Because I mean, you have experience with tool changers definitely more than I do. Hey Maurice! Firmware is definitely not ideal. Gotcha, okay. So it's in the corner until further notice. Got it. I talked about it on that stream with Joel, but my first 3D printer ever, and I'm sorry for everyone that's been following me for a long time and knows this story, like, we get it. But my first 3D printer was a DaVinci 1.0, and it was awful. And it broke after like the second print, and I got Newegg said I couldn't return it. It was on their no return list, which I didn't know was a thing until I needed to return something and found out it's a thing. And the support was awful, and I waited weeks and weeks and weeks for the wrong part, and I was like, all right, this is sucking. This is back in 2014. Like, this is before there really was anyone doing YouTube on 3D printing. It was all forums. And so I put the printer in the corner for a month. Like, it just sat. Let's change camera to me while I'm. I put the printer in the corner. I remember it was on my white IKEA dresser in my closet. I shoved it in there and like pulled shirts in front of it as best I could. And it just sat there for many months because like, this is dumb. Like, 3D printing sucks. But I didn't fully give up. Like, throughout that time, I was still in forums, researching and all that. And then once I felt like I had enough info and a new plan of attack, I went back at it. And the result ended up being completely gutting the controller and having to learn ramps Arduino, Marlin firmware, compiling via Arduino IDE back then, and I got it working. But it was like many months of like, you're bad, stay in the corner, I don't even want to look at you. So I can relate to like putting the thing in the corner and being like, okay, I will do this eventually, but like right now I just need some breather. Maurice, no ping in Discord. I think there was, I thought Lisa definitely sent a message. I don't know if it tagged. Did she tag? No, she did. She tagged. Yeah. Maybe it just must have not seen it. Are any vendors other than Mello not shipping right now? Mello's not shipping right now? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Speaking of Joel, did you see his latest video on... I did not. I saw the thumbnail this morning, but I haven't gotten a chance to check it out. I was prepping for the stream, and then I'm also editing a video, so I haven't got a chance to watch it. I'm hoping to... I'm tempted to not watch it because PCTG is on my list of filaments I want to test out, and I kind of like going in blind on things as much as possible. There's some exceptions to that, but I've heard interesting things about it. So if anyone is interested though, like definitely go watch his video on PCTG. But yeah, I'm thinking that that's probably a filament I want to get in and do a video on to see like, you know, what print settings are required, how does it print, what are some of its benefits as far as like thermal properties, mechanical properties, and all that stuff. So yeah, I did see that the video went live today. Okay, so it looks like we are officially done with all the bearing stack stuff, and the next thing it wants us to do is sort of preload M5 screws and M5 T-nuts. Excuse me, I am a little airy today. So I will need these screws I did not take out yet. I think they're gonna be in here. Try my best to keep, let me try to do some organization. So let me do, are we done with M4? Let me really quickly see if we're gonna need any more M4 stuff on this page. It sure doesn't look like it. So let me throw all the M4 fasteners back in the bag labeled M4 fasteners. So that way it will save me so much time later as I pick up every single bag and read, nope, that's M4, that's M4. So let's see, this is M4 stuff. This is M4 stuff. I think that's everything specific. Nope, this is also M4 stuff. This is also M4 stuff, and I'm assuming you indeed are also M4 stuff. Okay, sweet. So I got all the M4 stuff back in a bag. A lot of the Mello parts are marked as not available in the US. I saw a note on Discord that they are figuring things out, and it will be... Oh, okay, so it's not a long time thing. Yeah, I've, knock on wood, not had to deal... Well, that's not true. With 3D printing stuff, I haven't had an issue with tariffs yet. I've ordered a few things off AliExpress. Actually, that wasn't 3D printing stuff either, but regardless, I ordered some things off of Ali, and I did not have to pay any additional tariffs. So I don't know if there's the... Oh, what's the thing called? It's like the... I don't know the official term, but it's basically if something is over a minimum amount, you don't have... If something is under a minimum... Nope. If something's under a certain amount, you don't have to pay tariffs on it. And I don't know if we have that with China. I know that with Japan we do because I order a bunch of trading card stuff from them, and if it's under 800 US, you don't pay tariffs on it. I recently ordered something that was over that amount and got hit with tariffs, and it hurt. It was like $150 in tariffs I had to pay on top of it, which sucked. So, but that must, as far as I'm aware, the tariffs, other than for China, have been kicked down the road. Is it 30 days or 90 days or 60 days? So maybe that's just Japan's default tariff, which I think is like 10% or so or something like that. So, hey Glock. Okay, so let's bust out M5. We're looking for M510s. That's really the main thing we need is M510s. Great, I've got T-nuts flying out everywhere. We will need those, so this is kind of helpful. And these are button heads. But yeah, I haven't heard of anyone not shipping. I guess that was sort of how this started. I've not heard of anyone not shipping, other than you bringing up Mellow right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So it looks like we are taking this and basically shoving a screw through each of these larger holes and then just loosely putting a T-nut on the back of them. Hey Armor, what's going on? Hey, you hit 1,000? Dude, congratulations, man. You need a sound effect, hold on. Let me hit a sound effect. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. That is a massive milestone. Are you gonna do something like a special stream or giveaway or video or anything like that? Or not sure yet? Okay, that's what it's called. De minimis. That is not hard to say at all. It's going away starting May 2nd. Is it going away, as far as you're aware, is it going away everywhere, or is that just China? If it's going away everywhere, that breaks my heart. Because, like I mentioned, I order a lot of stuff from Japan on a fairly frequent basis, and that's going to definitely make me not order as much from them. And I can't. It's not like it's a manufacturing thing where it's like just get it in the US. Like no, these are vintage trading cards that were only released in Japan, so they don't exactly have another way of sourcing them. I had some drone parts in my alley cart, and the price went from, oh my god, that is substantial. I have only a P1S. Would you rather go for a Voron 2 Rev D or this one? I want to get a building tinkering with it. Ooh, Eric, I can't answer that yet. So I have a Voron 2.4 right here. That is a 300 millimeter, so not exactly the same, but close. And I love that printer. It's just been a really solid printer. The build was a lot of fun. And with this, like, it's gonna take me some time. Like, it's a very different machine, obviously. I mean, with a 2.4, you could essentially do tap changer if you decided you wanted tool changing down the road. But this is quite different. There's a lot less printed parts. And it's a very different build. It is open source, so you will be able to do mods if you want to, but I think that there's probably going to be less mods you'd want to do on something like this versus a 2.4. At least for me, that's my thought, or my plan, is to kind of just leave this as is, and if there's modifications, they'd be relatively minor. Oh, just China. I'm still not happy about it, but that makes me a little bit happier temporarily. Hey, Mike. Weirdly, I didn't get charged on my duties and tariffs for my Core 1, but FedEx bundled things together and sat waiting for clearance. Oh, 10, jeez. Most of my international shipping, again, it's mostly Japan, but like, I usually do DHL and they've been really good, but I will say that I've been using UPS for probably the last 5 months, and I get things shipped from, I don't know what city it is in Japan, but from Japan to my front door in 48 hours. Like, it consistently. I'm not talking like, oh yeah, once or twice. No, I've probably done 10 to 12 packages now, and they've all reached me in 48 hours, which is pretty incredible. So, and price is comparable. I think on average, I'm paying like $30 to $40 per shipment, which I get is like, yeah, that's a chunk for shipping, but you have to remember it's international. So yeah, I think I've been quite pleased with UPS actually, which is funny because I'm not really a big UPS. I haven't been a big UPS fan typically because I've had issues with them in the past, but it seems, I don't know if the international department is just substantially different or what the deal is, but it's been a pretty positive experience. Okay, so we're just adding, like I said, we're gonna need quite a few more M5 T-nuts because all of these motor mounts we built are also using the same hardware. So we need 3 more bolts. Hey GPs, how's it going? Armor, I missed what you said. You said, I did it last night, going away. Oh wait, LDO and Atomic joined in and let me give, that's super cool. That's awesome, man. Yeah, congratulations again. That's a very huge milestone. I mean, don't get me wrong, like creating content is a ton of fun, but anyone that's done it long term knows like it takes like, you have to be passionate about it to stick with it. It just takes a lot of commitment. So when you hit a milestone like that, it feels good. It definitely is like, sweet, you know, I'm doing the right stuff and people are enjoying what I'm making, so it's really cool. Lovely weather, nice. Today's a pretty beautiful day here as well, which is awesome because I'm going to be after swimming lessons out in the garden till sundown working on irrigation stuff. Yesterday was kind of gross. It was overcast all day with on and off rain, but today it's like sunny with a high of, I think, low 70s. I don't know how that translates to Celsius, but it's beautiful weather. Okay, and then we're doing 2 more of the same thing, and these ones are going from this direction, it looks like. So let's get 2 more bolts. Hey Stuart, happy hump day. Also, for anyone that's in chat, like if I miss a chat and it's something that you're trying to ask or say to me, just say it again or tag me. It's the distance and me being a bit scattery. Sometimes things just fly by and I don't mean to miss them. Or I read it in my head and think that I respond if I get completely derailed by something, so. Oh my goodness. Come on, T-nut. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think this is the last one, and then we get to attach these to the frame. There we go. Okay, those are in. What is next? Let's let you guys see what I see. Yes, frame stuff. Okay, so I have the frame just right on the ground here. This is spacers and shims. I think I'm just gonna throw all this stuff back in here to do kind of what I just did, which is keep everything. If I'm not gonna have like a part separator, at least having them somewhat broken down by what they are. I don't know if this is supposed to go in here. These are just washers. I think it probably goes there. Okay, move this to the side. Now let us grab this. And okay. All right, so let's start with, is there any instructions? Let's see. As shown in the diagram, fix on the frame the docks motor. When working with T-nuts, align them so they're parallel with the group. Hold the bracket position. Bolt them as you rotate them. The T-nut. Yep. Tighten the idler assembly from under the bracket onto the frame. From under the bracket? Tighten the idler assembly from under the bracket onto the frame also. I don't really know what's unique about that, so. All right, so this one is, I'm gonna have to rotate this because I have it faced the wrong direction. So let's go like this. Okay, oops. And it looks like this guy is going like this, and this guy is going like this. Oh, okay, I get it. It's this T-nut, so you can see it. I forgot that there was a T-nut on top of here. So this goes into the frame as well. So I need to loosen this. I did it too tight. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so this is going like that. This is going like that, and those ones are vertical. Can we just drop in? No. There we go. There we go. So what I don't know is exactly how this is supposed to be, because we do have wiggle room. I can, let me start by like sort of fitting these in place. Why is that so loose? That doesn't seem, that does not seem good. Why is that so loose? I must be using the wrong, is it a 3? Of course I don't have the 3mm driver still. All right, we'll have to use the ball head then. Okay, so that was the issue. I was using undersized driver. So I'm gonna tighten these for a second here. Okay, and then I'm gonna back them off just a hair. Maybe a hair more. Okay, so I'm a little bit worried about alignment. I think that if I do, yeah, it is a little fiddly. It is a little fiddly. Let's put that there and this here. I don't know if I'm supposed to be aligning it like this. There's not really any instructions. Maybe those will come later. But let's just try to sort of, it's gonna be, God, it's tricky. Yeah, I don't think this is really ideal. That's not perfect. It's close, but it's not perfect. We're just gonna do this for now and see later on, once we have everything in, what needs to be adjusted. Why is this? Oh, okay. So there's two different driver sizes I need. I do need a 2.5mm for this guy. Okay. And that is too tight. Now my bearings are not spinning. Yeah, that is too tight. Interesting. Okay, that feels better. Are these brackets at a true 90-degree angle? Typically, sheet metal isn't that accurate. That's a great question. I didn't check them with like a right angle. Something tells me they might not be, so I'm not sure. Like, we'll see. Right now, I'm tightening things in, but I don't know that I should be tightening things in, because maybe later we're going to loosen this as we kind of do our belts and then use that to sort of align things. I really don't know, GPs. But that is a very good question. They're usually not true 90-degree angles, so we'll see. But for now, I think that's at least, you know, I'll put the good enough seal of approval on it for right now. And then this one, this one's only attached vertically. In this case, I just screw lightly everything, then I measure all the diagonals to check if square before tightening everything. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna turn off autofocus because it's gonna want to grab the screen. I'm just gonna install for now, because that's basically what the instructions are saying. There's no specific details about do this or do that, and we'll see how this all is. But yeah, I don't think that aligning these to the extrusions probably is the answer. But I'm doing it. Let's... I'm doing it anyway for now. Hey Mark. Yeah, that is a little interesting, huh? That the bearings on this guy are not. I mean, it is a fairly thick aluminum plate, but it is a little interesting that on this bearing stack, like on the other one, well, they are both cantilevered in a sense, but on this one, there's at least one of the bearing stacks. Like, let me see if you can see it. Kind of close to it. On this one, at least, the top of this bearing stack has a T-nut, so it is getting bolted into the underside of this extrusion. But on this side, that's not the case. They are just cantilevered. It does feel quite rigid, but I mean, I could see some flex. Like, I mean, granted, I'm applying up-down force to this bracket, which shouldn't happen. Oh no, what's going on with, dude, I think this lens is officially, hold on. This lens is officially starting to crap out on me, which makes me sad because I freaking love this lens. The housing on it is just sort of separating. Let me see, focus again. Yeah, if I push down, well, you can't really see that, can you? You can see a little bit of wobble. But granted, there shouldn't really be it shouldn't be much down pressure. It should be being pulled inward. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a little different. Okay, so now we are doing the back plate. Oh, it's not the back plate, it's the side plate. So the plate is actually the parking plate, is what I'm calling it. That doesn't seem right to me. But maybe it is. Yeah, I was under the assumption that this big plate was gonna be, oops, that's me, was gonna be going on the back side. Oh, I goofed. Oh, I goofed. I gotta take off both of these things. If you look at it, I just assumed that it was front corners, but it's not. It's the side corners that this goes on. That's fun. Okay, well, why do things once when you can do them twice? That's what I always say. That's different. Insert a trombone. Yeah, let me go. I got my sound effect for this. Go! I mean, this is a very different build, so I probably shouldn't be making assumptions that'll potentially get me into trouble. But yeah, usually I'm so used to just putting the two motor mounts in the front corners. Okay, so that didn't work. So let's start off with the other side now. So this is going... Nope, that is not what I wanted to do. This is not an air horn moment. Okay, so let's try to align all this. So these need to be facing vertical. This is horizontal. This is horizontal. And these are also, I think, one horizontal and one vertical. Okay, that went in. That one, oh, it all went in. Wow. Okay, so let me just start by snugging these up. The rails in this printer seem interesting, just looking at their website. Yeah, it's definitely, it's different, which I'm excited about. There's a lot different with this printer. I do like that this is like their, I mean, they've got quite a few different ProForge versions, so this isn't their first go at it, and I'd like to think that you know, all the things that they've learned have been adapted to this. Okay, so let me loosen these a little bit again. I'd like to start by tightening the center. These do feel like they're aligned, so let me just, I don't know how much this will matter, but I'm just gonna make sure that there's no side that's obviously sticking out, which doesn't seem to be the case. And then I will start by tightening the center one. That. Content, yeah. I am trying to make progress though, so it is a little frustrating when you have to go backwards, but it's not. This is a minimal. I'd rather have discovered this now than later. I don't think I would have gotten far. I don't think I would have gotten far without discovering it though, because it's quite obvious once you put this plate on, it wouldn't have fit on the back. Okay. Hey, Mark. Okay, I read that. Oh, geez, sorry. It's not just the printers that get punched. Apparently, it's that's why my lens is dying on me on this. It's like, you've hit me one too many times. Okay, let me back you guys out a little bit. Okay, we've done it once, we can do it again. So let me loosen this guy. And so these are vertical like they are already. These is horizontal. Okay, let's see if we can get this back on. This guy turned on me last time and he turned on me again. There we go. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. I'll just sort of loosely tighten, use my little 1, 2, 3 blocks, although I agree that it's probably not doing anything, but at least makes me feel better to kind of have things a little bit straighter. So do you have any upcoming printers or mods that you're excited about? Do you have any upcoming printers or mods that I'm excited about? I mean, like everyone, I am excited for the Bondtech tool changer. There's no denying that. Mods, I am. Yes, I have one that I think I can share. I'm pretty sure it's public. Let me change the camera to me really quick here and just make sure that there's at least something public about it. Oh, I can't check. Dang, I can't say. I'll have to check to see whether it's actually public. But yes, I know that's probably not the answer you're looking for. It was just a yes or no. You're like, what is it? There is one thing that I'm excited about that I hopefully will have in soon to play around with. It might not be. It's definitely not gonna be exciting to everyone though, because it is specifically a bamboo mod. So it will be limited in who can actually use it. I feel like there's more stuff, but I'm trying to think right now. As far as printers go, I don't have a whole lot in that I'm testing. Like I've got the K2, which has been here for a long time. It had sheared feet, and it took like, I don't know how long, but it took a really long time to get the replacement feet in. So I need to get that on and start playing around with the K2 more. I like the H2D. I do have the non-laser version Bamboo sent over, and I will say, like, I know it's not what really anyone asked for as far as everyone was expecting a tool changer, but it's been working really, really well. I've used the two-headed machines for quite a long time, especially when I worked at Matter Hackers. We sold Ultimakers, we sold Breeze printers, and a few others, and this thing they've somehow really figured out how to make the swapping work incredibly well. And combined with the new built-in functionality of Bamboo Studio that basically tells you how to set up your spools for the least amount of waste, it prints faster in that regard. Like, the overall speed is slower because it has more mass, the tool head, but there's less filament wasting happening because of that, and it is quicker because of that, depending on what the model is. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's other like printers that it's not a whole lot of stuff that I'm excited for this. I'm curious to see what is coming out this year. Oh, is this too tight again? No, it seems like it's. No, I'm gonna leave that. I feel like we're moving smooth enough. Yeah, sorry. Is it just me, or CHT nozzles a pain to unclog? I have, knock on wood, not really had a lot of clogging issues in quite a while. I don't print with a nozzle smaller than 0.4, which I don't think CHT comes like that. And I feel like as filament quality has gotten better, I just don't have that issue very much. If I do have a clog issue, it's usually heat creep, but even that has still been pretty minimal. Aren't you eventually going to build an Ender 3 NG? Yes, that is definitely the plan. I am excited for that. So like, I guess that is another build as well. Like I'm excited for that. I'm excited even for the monster we're going to be building from Fisec. They just messaged me yesterday asking if I'd finished the build, and I'm like, I haven't started the build. I just told them a couple weeks ago the build series I did with Steve took longer than expected, and because ProForge came in first, I was going to be building this, which is going to take me, I don't know, 8 weeks, so that I'd be building that after. But it seems like they said if you haven't finished it, we need to send you some different parts. So I'm kind of glad that I waited, knowing now that there's parts that need to get swapped out on it. But yeah, there's definitely some like builds for this channel that I'm looking forward to. Why is this tilting like that? Interesting. The go-kart's back. I don't know if anyone can hear it, but I certainly can. I'm curious to see what this year's lineup looks like. Like, I think most printers that have been teased have sort of come out at this point, and every company, that's a little bit lower. One second, let me get this last one in. I know this doesn't probably matter really in the grand scheme of it all, because like you said, the brackets I'm using as alignment probably aren't even what I'm going to be wanting to align this to in the end, but at least they're consistently aligned. Yeah, we'll call that good enough for now. It's about where it was. I don't think I changed much by doing that, but whatever. What's everyone else excited about? Is there anything that's like project-wise or printer projects? Like, what's everyone else excited about? I'm actually, like, some of the stuff that I'm kind of looking that looks really cool isn't even 3D printing related. Like the Anchor Makes like UV printer thing looks pretty freaking sweet. I feel like that would be a lot of fun to use for some custom projects. All right, we are officially done, I think, with the frame. Ready to move on? Yeah, we're going on to the base. So I did not pull out parts for the base, so that is something we'll have to do. So I think we're gonna probably have to flip this guy on its side. Yeah, I think we'll have to flip it on its side. So this is the back side. We'll just go big for a sec here. And then this guy is going like this. I don't think that's gonna work. I think we might have to, well, I can't flip this on its top because it has, well, we'll see how this goes. We need base. The feet include an M5 washer and M5. Okay, so the main thing I need is feet, which are gonna be those big guys that we saw that are not, they're milled and not printed. Just finished printing my attempt at a 200, whoa. Just finished printing my attempt at a 200 mile/h RC flying wing. That's wild. Have you seen, you came to mine, GPs. This week's video is on Orca Slicer 3.2, which I know I'm late to the party, but there's a few cool things in there that I'm like, I want to show this, and I haven't covered Orca Slicer in like 6 months. But they have the new 2D lattice structure for the infill that's basically intended for RC airplanes, RC wings. I'm trying to make a pen plotter, nice, with old 3D printer parts. That's fun. Wife has this crazy new hobby called outside. Oh man, what is that? No, as the weather's been nicer, I absolutely have been outside. I mentioned that later today I'm actually going to be M5 washer. I'm going to be doing a bunch of irrigation stuff. So cap head M560, is that this? No, these are M5. Wow, these are monsters. These are M5 by 100 millimeter screws. That's not what I need though. I need M5 60s. This must be these guys. M5 60, yep. And then for the washers, where does it want me to put the washer? Is it? Is it the red? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, geez. M5 washer, cool. It's got to be these guys. I'm starting a oh, nice Cocoa Press. How cool. Do you have any big plans for it? I'm waiting for ERCF v2.5. Are they working? I haven't followed that in a while. Are they? How far along is 2.5 and what are like the big differences? Finishing my Ender 3 NG build, nice. I'm printing parts for an Ender and sweet. So a couple of you guys are doing NGs. Yep, that's already in my design. Used it at 2.5% infill, prints great, and the mass is low. Nice. Yeah, literally as I was covering, I mean, it's a very short snippet of the video, but as I was covering that, I couldn't help but think like, oh, dude, I'm sure GPs knows about this, but GPs, if he doesn't, he needs to know about this. Okay. So is this the right driver? It is. So we are going, it looks like, massive washer, or massive bolt into washer, then through foot, which is going to be like this, and then into here. So there are little okay. I'm tempted to just kind of, well, let's just do it. Let's just tighten it all the way. Oh yeah, for some reason, like, especially when it comes to anything like 3D printed with flying, I don't know, I know you were doing like drone stuff, but I was like, I feel like you also did plane stuff as well, so I'm glad you brought it up so I was able to mention it. But yeah, I definitely was like, GPs needs to know about this if he doesn't already. How do I want to do this? Okay, I'm just going to turn the whole printer. Okay, another bolt, another washer, another foot, and here we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Not sure if I'm perfectly aligned. We'll see. ERCV2 currently is in closed beta. We'll have direct drive. Interesting. How is, like, because I have, like I said, I haven't really been following. How is ERCF project now that Box Turtle's out? Is there still a decent community around it? Like, I wasn't sure how that was kind of going to fare with Box Turtle now being a thing. Okay, I'm probably going to tighten those a bit more, but I want to get the bottom two aligned before I really crank down on everything. Once this bad boy's fully assembled, yeah, dude, getting the box up the stairs was not really fun. It's definitely, it's heavy because there's so much, like, I mean, 2 power supplies, it'll be fully enclosed, a lot of aluminum parts. It's certainly a heavy build. Where's the, okay. Okay, I think that's in plenty. Let's do the last one, then I will tighten it all down. Particularly after the Tic Tac. Tic Tac was also heavy, man. It was a small, don't get me wrong, it was, yeah, it's funny going from like, we're doing Tic Tac and then we're doing this, and then we're going from this to a printer that the frame is 1 meter by 1 meter. Like it's a 1 meter cube. It's gonna be ridiculous. I don't know how it's gonna work because I can't bring my streaming PC down there. So my game plan right now, at least what I'm thinking, I haven't obviously done a stream in the garage and don't know how it'll all work out, but my game plan right now is probably to use my MacBook, which is my like work PC, and then use, I have a iPad that hardly gets used. I'm gonna use that in like whatever the mode's called, where it basically becomes a second monitor. And so I'll use that, and then I'm hoping for cameras, I do somewhere, if I can find it, which will be fun because I haven't used it in a long time. Let me bring you guys down. I have a USB, like the Elgato cam, like what I'm using now, but a USB version of it that just has a single camera. So I'm hoping I can set that up with like a faraway camera, like the one I have in the front right now. And then I'm hoping for the actual like build cam, I can just use my, oh, this is, hold on. Are we going in or are we just spinning in circles? I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm hoping I can use my little Osmo Pocket as a webcam that I can just show you guys, kind of have it on a tripod, but then also have the ability to just grab it quickly and show close-ups. I have no idea how it's gonna work though. It's gonna be interesting. Oh man, my hand is hurting. I'm gonna stand up. Okay, so everything is in. I'm gonna tighten things up a little bit more. I don't know why my hand is freaking hurting now. Is the blue sheet metal steel? Is the yes, I think that's accurate. I'm pretty sure this is steel. I know not all steel is magnetic. This isn't seemingly. Is there some steel that's not magnetic though? I think there is, right? Maybe this is aluminum as well? I thought it was steel, but maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong many times again, I'm sure. I believe there is still servo, GPs is... Hey, Delmar. Yeah, I did the magnet check. There is some steel that's not magnetic though, right? Like stainless. I mean, it wouldn't be stainless. That doesn't make sense to me that they would have used stainless. So it's probably aluminum. I thought it was steel as well. I would say it's probably aluminum then. I wouldn't think they would use stainless on such a large piece. Price-wise, isn't stainless pretty expensive if you're getting large pieces like that? I gotta be honest, I haven't really sourced. They wouldn't have bothered to paint stainless. Stainless, yeah, I didn't think stainless was. Depends on the mix of nickel in stainless. Gotcha. Yeah, I have a feeling it's aluminum. I won't say that there's no way that it's not stainless, but I would be surprised. Okay, so base is on. This is gonna be a little awkward, I think, as far as showing you guys what the heck I'm doing. I don't know if I'll use big camera in the front. Let me just back out because a lot of what we're doing right now is gonna be on the underside of this guy. So let me just sort of do a big zoom like that. Okay, so we got that. Scuff the paint on the inside of the rear base to allow the earth point. Okay, so we need to remove some paint to ground it. On the rear of the base. So I'm gonna assume it's this guy. So it looks like, let me turn, man, I really want you guys to be able to see what the heck I'm doing. There we go, there's a little better lighting. It's gonna be awkward for me to have to keep running back and forth like this, but if you guys can't really see what's happening, then what's the point? Okay, so this looks like where the power inlet is, and this is gonna be our grounding mounting point. And I'm going to basically just take, I think, a file and file away at a little bit of the paint. Let's try to use... I assume we want to scuff away the inside of it too, probably. So, man, I don't really want to jack this whole thing up. I don't know if I'm gonna have much of a choice. Oh man, that's ugly. Maybe I can use... Hey, TJ Magneto, thank you so much for becoming a member. It looks like you were a member, maybe. I can't tell the little logo. But regardless, thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna try to just use a little bit of sandpaper. Does that sound nutty? It just I feel like I have better control with this. Well, I'm still making it look pretty ugly. It won't be visible, but still. Hasios, thanks for becoming a member. Oh, rejoin. Okay. Yeah, I think Hasios is the same way. Use a Dremel. I only have a I think I only have a cutting disc on the Dremel though. I don't really want to cut this thing up. We're starting to break through. Let me try this. Let me see if I can get a file that's small enough to get inside of that hole. I think this one might work. Let's see. If it's not magnetic, it's probably aluminum. Yeah. Hasio, thank you so much, man, for the gifted memberships. Cheers. Let's do... Thank you for the support. Okay, so let's just go ahead and file... So I imagine we're going to have a bolt going through here. I'm definitely starting to see some metal. I had to do something similar to this on my K40 laser. It wasn't grounded properly. I had to remove some of the paint. Okay, I think we're getting there. Let me try a slightly more aggressive file. Let's see, this guy. You might be a little bit more aggressive. You might be a little more aggressive. No, you're. Let's try this one. Okay, I would say the inside of this. I would say the inside of that is definitely cleared enough. There's still some paint, but I mean, I've done this with a T-nut before and scratching the anodization on the extrusion, so it's probably fine. Yeah, it looks fine. So I think I still would like to... Can I remove just a little bit like this? Sucks. I wish I had a better setup. Like someone mentioned a Dremel, and I do agree that a little Dremel with wheel would make this a lot simpler. It feels like the paint is pretty damn thick too. We're definitely seeing some metal. I think that, I don't think it's powder coated. Was it Tuxedo? You had mentioned that, yeah, the paint's thick. You had mentioned that you thought it was maybe like a baked or something like that, but not powder coated. But yeah, I agree, the paint is thick. Like it would be, if it wasn't so thick, it would be a lot easier to get through, but I am getting through slowly. I don't know how much I need to remove on the outside because I did remove pretty much all of it on the inside. And I would think that if I have a bolt going through it, it's going to be it's going to be grounded, so I don't know how much I really need to do on the outside here. What do we think? Keep going or no? Obviously I want the chassis to be grounded, but I've definitely got some metal out now. Let's watch. Do we think that's good enough? There were threads in that hole? No, there were not threads in that hole. There's definitely not threads in that hole. You can see the photo of it here. And the hole was painted, so that, no, there was no threads that I removed. Yeah, I cleared out, so the inside of this is now fully exposed. I don't have as much cleared as there, but I'm wondering if it's enough. It looks like it's a spade, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's a spade. I think if I can get some on this side, here we go. I think if I can get some on this side, we'll be good. Yeah, it's very thick paint. I feel like that's got to be good enough at this point. Dan is messing it up. It looks like bright aluminum. Yeah. Remember doing this in my Voron build to ground the frame. Yeah, I did something similar on... I don't think it was the Voron build. I think it was maybe... I think it was maybe my Merc build. I'm getting close to calling it good enough. I think this is plenty of exposed metal for a spade. I mean, even if some of it's on paint, it's going to have plenty of bite onto it. What do we think, guys? Guys and gals? Because it's going to have a bolt going through it, I imagine. So the bolt is going to be conducting to the spade. Yeah, I think this is good enough, man. Greetings all in full send. Gonna be having this fun soon myself. Got myself the V0. Oh, nice. What V0 did you go with? Hey, Makermind. It's okay, Armor. I squirrel out all the time, dude. I'll go into a room to do a certain task, forget why I went to the room, and do another task. And then later on be like, oh, that's right, I was supposed to do that thing. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, we have filed. We have filed our way through. What is next? 24 volt, okay, we're doing some power supply stuff. So let's grab our power supplies. Okay. It wants us to switch it. It's currently at 230, so we are switching it to 115. Is it the same on the other one? Sure is. Okay, both power supplies have officially been switched over. And this is going to mount, let's see. So through those holes, it looks like facing the back of the printer. So we need M4 6s, and I did just clean up our M4s here and here. M4 6s. Okay. So this is going, let's see if this is the front of our machine. And this is going with the facing downward. It's gotta be these four right here. one in. Who am I saying? A sideboard planning a Joker build as I went for green. Oh, nice. And then doing printed parts in purple and black. That'll look awesome. I think they released their cool colors after I'd already built mine. There's some of their extrusions look very, very cool. I installed Cartographer on my Plus 4 last night, and I'm about to, oh, that's sick. That's something I might want to do a video on. That's something I might want to do a video on at some point. I was talking to Fabrico about it a while back. Is that getting mounted right to the panel? Yeah, it is getting mounted right to the panel. It is isolated though. The panel is painted and we've discovered it is very thick paint. Even the holes have paint all over them, so I don't think there's any worry about any contact issues. I'm debating on a purple trident. That's what I have. In my slicer, it's called the purple turkey. I don't know why I chose turkey, but maybe I built it around Thanksgiving a couple of, I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Tuxedo. Usually you do like everything and then the electronics are the last, but in this one, it has you mounting all the electronics, it seems like, right after the frame, so. The only downside I really see of doing this is it's going to make handling the printer harder because of all the added weight I'll now have on the bottom of it, so we'll see. I did this wrong. No, I did this right. This is the front, this is this, and the, okay, cool. We'll try to do a build log for it and throw pics in the yeah, please do. Tag me as well, Hasio. I've been crazy busy, so I haven't been able to hang in the Discord as much. So like tag me in it so that way when I'm in the Discord, I can actually be like, oh, that's right. I was gonna check that out. Okay, we already did the power supply switch. So ensure it's mounted with the terminals pointing to the rear of the machine. So this guy is going, it looks like right next to this one. Yeah, same orientation and same screws. So let me grab 2 more screws. Okay, so this one, we got one right here. Try not to scratch the paint. Some of the holes are, this hole is actually really tight to get the screw through. Hasio, didn't it just say you became a member and now it's got the 6 months? Have we leveled the bed yet? No. You don't even have a bed. We're bedless. Okay, am I doing this wrong? That screw does not want to go through that hole. Neither does that one. Okay, let me make sure I didn't do something wrong here. Oh, yeah, that's why. It's user error. It's an M36 for this guy. Let me make sure I didn't screw up the paint too much. I think we're okay. Do we have a bag with M36 hardware? That is the next question. This 2.5? We do. Okay. So we're looking for itty bitty M310s, M36. Wow, we have a lot of M36s. And these are just, yeah, socket heads. So 1 and 2. And then we need a 2.5mm driver, which hopefully I have. Yep, I do. I think that's what we've been using, actually. Still pretty tight. Man, aligning this is a little tricky. Is that in? I did it, I think. Yeah, I got one in. Okay. I did ping earlier, but I didn't use... Ah, gotcha, okay. We need to stream... Gosh. I don't... Dude, you guys would... It would be such a sad stream. I just don't have the... what is the word? Not stigma. The stamina. I don't have the stamina to do a full build from beginning to end stream. I feel like I could do it with enough sugar and food, but I just feel like my attitude would decline so much at some point where I'm just kind of like grumpy. People would be like, yeah, I don't want to watch this. This is just sad. Okay, so we're going straight into mounting all of our Z motors. Mount the 3 NEMAs. These are the smaller BQ. Ensure that the cable connectors on all the motors are all facing inward. Okay. I can do that. And these are what? M36s. So let's see. Where are our steppers? Actually, don't know where the steppers are. Let's see. Those are not steppers, so it's probably in the other drawer. Yep, there they are. Oh no, this is a very tight drawer. Can I get them out? There we go. There's one. There's two. Third one is way back there. Okay, got them. I need my sound effect for, let's see, where's that sound effect?
That was easy.
All right, so motors are what are happening next. Go back to side view. We're using these little, let's take out 12 of them or a bunch of them. There we go. Okay, so this is going right here. Like this, let me make sure I've got the right screw. This is gonna be a, yeah, same one, 2.5 mil. I was considering doing a full start to finish stream of my build, but I wouldn't be able to drink the amount of caffeine needed. Yeah. The one I watched quite a bit of was Nero's V0 like build in a day stream that he did probably some years ago now. But yeah, it was insane. I've pretty much always been slow and steady wins the race. I mean, don't get me wrong, like seeing the thing work in the end is very rewarding, but the process, like the process of building it is so fun and so rewarding that I do really like to try to just enjoy each step of it all. Wondering if this is stuff I should be Loctiting. I'm not Loctiting. I feel like for Z it's probably okay to not Loctite this. While I'm confident in my skills, I think we would be going over 24 hours. Yeah. The V0 is not a really fast build either, in my opinion. And like, if you go fast, you run the risk of, like, if you don't preload stuff, you're going to be going backwards. And then also, if you're not careful about not over torquing down on screws, you can very easily strip stuff. Ask me how I know. My first build was like Stripville. It was, everything was so jacked up. Hey Tanner, metal box. I got my V0 for Christmas and having to wait to start building was okay. That is one motor in. Let's do this one next. And it wants us to do, looks like for these ones, it wants them to be facing this direction. My stomach is growling. Aaron's going to get some groceries. We took steak out of the freezer like 2 nights ago with the intent to make it, and we were both busy, so I just was like, I'll grab dinner from somewhere. So today we have to make the steak before it's no longer good. But she did ask if I wanted anything. I did request a sweet coffee, so hopefully that'll be coming in at some point. I'd either squirrel or I would break. Yeah, that's very, like, that's exactly what I would do, Hasio. I would probably squirrel and break something. You'd get the wombo combo. Speed building by Electro Boom. Oh. I have to have steak for dinner. I get to have steak for dinner. All right, Kit? I more just meant I have to have it, otherwise it'll get spoiled, and I don't want to waste the steak. That's more what I meant. I am thankful that I get to eat steak for dinner. I think we're going to do, I don't know if we're doing a steak salad or Aaron's been making some really killer quesadillas lately, so I don't know if we'll do a steak quesadilla. Oh man, my allergies are declining on me. Okay, I think this is pretty well in. Nope, it is not. That was a loose screw. I would probably recommend Loctiting these, like if I was doing this over. Luckily they'll be easy to check on periodically, and hoping that like maybe the paint that it's sort of pressing in on will kind of help secure it in place, but it probably wouldn't have been a horrible idea to Loctite these. Okay, so that one's in. We got one more motor on this side. It'd probably happen, and then to pull the trifecta, I would have a feline supervisor tell me I'm probably not giving him enough treats. Yeah, I'm lucky with Delilah and Monkey that they don't. Delilah's just sleeping in the corner. As long as she's within, you know, not an arm's reach, but short distance of me, she's content. But when I had my cats, they would not be pleased with my speed building and not paying attention to them. Okay. Last motor is where? Right here. I can't actually see very well if I'm aligned, so... Yep, that's fine. Yeah, I break enough things building slowly. By speed build, I can only imagine that my fund of, oh crap, I broke that, I need to order it quickly, would have to increase. Okay. These are all in. Now I just need to tighten them up a bit. I'm very excited for the wiring section of my projects. I love wiring. I feel like that's not a common thing. I don't mind wiring. I really don't mind wiring. The cable management I can get a little annoyed with because it can be really, it's super satisfying in the end if you do a good job with cable management, but it can be really tedious. And usually at the point of wiring, I'm like, okay, I just want to see this thing move. Did I build everything correctly? Is anything binding? Is anything missing? Is anything loose? So I'm usually like over it at that point. Not over it, but like, you know, I'm really wanting to see the thing move or do the thing. So, okay, motors are in for Z. So we're one step closer to leveling our bed. Next up, we need an SSR. Okay. I don't know where the heck that is. These are all extruder pieces. This is probably the SSR in this bag. You know what? I don't know if this is the SSR. This is either the SSR or... It probably is. I don't think we had a buck converter, actually. Let me see. Yeah, this is the SSR. Cool. I did it. There's no sarcasm. I build wiring harnesses and stuff. Oh, gotcha. It's your jam. It's your jam then. Hey, there's a job for everybody. There has to be a guy that enjoys wiring, because it would be absolutely miserable to hate wiring and have to do wiring every single day for your day job. So that makes a lot of sense then. Okay, so we need M4 hardware, which should all still be in a baggie. We are using, it says M4 12s, okay. 2 of these guys. 1 and 2. And then we need 2 M4 lock nuts, which should be here as well. Yep. Okay, and this says bolt orientation is purely aesthetic. Feel free to install the other way around easier with the nut on the top side of the base. Mount the SSR with the load side terminals facing the rear of the base. Load side facing the rear. Load side facing rear. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the lock nuts like this. It says you can do lock nuts on the other side. I'm just thinking right now, I don't know what if I can do a needle nose plier, I might be able to use that to grip them, but I don't have a, let's see. No, that's gonna be a pain in the butt. I'm gonna do it reversed. Although that does mean there'll be nylock screws on the top side of the machine. It's gonna make it way easier. So let's do, yeah, I'm gonna go that route. So let's grab, what do we need? A 2.5 millimeter for this side. Yeah, it won't look as pretty having, these bolts are a little long, it looks like too, so it's not going to be as pretty, but I just don't have an easy, it would take me a while to do it, and I don't have a really easy tool for grabbing them, so. Does this printer have any affiliation to E3D? Not as far as I'm aware. Are you asking because it's a company based out of the UK, or are you asking because it's using, it's actually not using Revos, or mine, I don't know if they actually gave me the Revo version. I think they just gave me the base version for the hot ends or the extruders, the Orbiter V3s, but there is a version like the upgrade, the top upgrade, where it does use, words are hard right now, where it does use Revos. UK and the changer looking like a Jubilee. Yeah, I don't believe there's any, I just realized you guys are freaking watching. Sorry. I don't believe there's any relation between the two, but who knows? Quality control at a bottled water plant sounds easy, but that sucked. Is that what you do for work? Like QC on manufacturing assemblies, or? Okay, that feels plenty tight. We've got load facing towards the back, just like the instructions state. What is next? Oh, there was a buck converter. Okay, so there is a buck converter. I don't know where the heck it is. There is a buck converter. You know what? It's probably this guy, question mark. Yeah, I think this is it. It is. All right, so we've got our little buck converter, and orient the power connector so the terminals are facing the rear of the base. It's the same thing. I think it's going probably right here. That seems right. Seems right. Okay, I need to get some screws though. We need M38 bolts. M38s. Okay. And some lock nuts. I used to do QC on bottled water for 10 years. Oh, wow. Like finished product. That sounds really fascinating. I really enjoyed watching the how it's made stuff, and that, I mean, maybe that would get old after a while since it is just bottled water. But like from someone that doesn't do that, like it sounds really interesting. we go. I actually think I do have the right tool for this one. I think Steve got me this too on one of our builds. He was like, you need one of these. Let's see. Yeah, I do. And these are going to be also 2.5 mil. Awesome sauce. Dude, Steve just saving the day. Steve is not here physically, but he is, boy, he's here in spirit right now. That does not want to go through. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, that is probably plenty of tight. Don't want to damage, it's just a plastic housing. Give me my tool. Yeah, we're calling that good. All right, we got we got 2 power supplies, SSR butt converter. Hey Keith. I used to do QC on, oh, I read that. It was a lot of testing. I was buddies with all the maintenance guys, so they would let me fix my own problem instead of bugging them. Nice. Okay. Next up, we've got a fan where it's going in. So it's a 40mm electronics fan, which is going to be a little awkward because I'm gonna have to tilt this a little bit more. There we go. All right, so where is my electronics fan? These are not fans. These are not fans. This is drivers, a servo. Oh, that could be it. Looks like a case fan. It's a Sunon fan. Hopefully that's the right fan. Sunons are pretty good, aren't they? Install the base with the sticker side facing into the base. Okay. Orient the cable so it points to the top of the base. Towards the top of the base? What is that? Okay, so mount the 40, orient the cable so it points to the top of the base. I think I understand that. So it looks like this is going to be pulling air into the base. Electronics fan, base sticker facing into the base. Okay, so I think what we're doing is mounting it like this. So it's going to be pulling air in. It looks like it wants the wires into the base. That's how I am understanding that. And then we need M318s and M3 nylock nuts. So 4 of these. I do miss my growing bacteria in the micro lab sometimes. What do you do now? What kind of work? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that was a lot of nuts. There we go. Okay, screws are going from the outside to the inside. Yeah, some of these holes are a little tight from the paint. Like I can't just push this through. Yeah, I have to sort of thread it through. If that's the case, let me start all of them just so that way they're kind of in place. Oh, okay, that's what you did say. I build wiring harnesses and solder. Gotcha. Is it still manufacturing? Like, as part of manufacturing? Well, it's got to be part of manufacturing. But are they are they wiring harnesses for manufacturing equipment, or are they wiring harnesses for like end product? You know what? I can go way further with these. Now that I think about it, and it's just gonna drop onto them. That one went right through. Okay, so this is going like that, and then the screws seem a little long, but maybe it's because the nut, yeah, it's just for the lock nut, I guess. Okay, so let's get lock nuts. Let's just throw all these all the way. Okay. Now we'll just get all the lock nuts started, and then we will clamp it down. It's a completely different place. We do some scratch builds, reworks on automotive. Okay, gotcha. Test kits, industrial control stuff, aerospace. Oh, so everything. Pretty much everything. If there was multiple choice questions, there'd be all the above. Customers send us harnesses they had built somewhere else poorly, and then we fix them. Got it. Hey, nice. Yeah, smash the like button if you have not already done so. Or tap it, or tickle it, I guess, if that's your thing. We will be doing a Polymaker giveaway. I'll open it in... I'll open it now, actually. It's already been 2 hours? Holy crap, man. Okay, let me, jeez Louise. It's funny how certain things in life, like, feels like time just crawls by, but every week when we stream, it always, like, blitzes by. I'm like, how did 2 hours disappear? I just said hello. Okay, so I've got this. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten these down. I won't overly tighten them, because this is just going through a fan and we don't want to crush it. Feels plenty tight. This screw still has a lot more distance to go. Okay. All right, it's funny that like the little fan was the most involved install out of the electronic space so far. I broke my, no! What'd you do, Nice? How broke is broke? Because with 3D printing, a lot of times broke it means, you know, you can still get it back up pretty easily. What's busted on it? Nice, yeah, we got 128 people here. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes before we do the giveaway. So it looks like 37 more. All right, so now we are going to be installing the Big Tree Tech Pi 2, which is where? That is an SKR3. This is our touchscreen. Probably inside one of these. Is that Pi? Yes. Okay. X-axis is just gone? What does that mean, Nice? What does that mean, X-axis is just gone? Is it something with the servos? Wait, they're not servos. They're... Why can't I think of what they're called? They're not servo motors. They are... Oh, man, I haven't had to say what they are in a while. I can't remember what they're called. Hey, BBs! Happy Wednesday! I really wish I could get a side gig building harnesses for private CNC machines for hobbyists to drop in, plug and play. Shoot, man, you should hit up some of the CNC manufacturers. There's some out of the States. I'm sure you'd have to, oh, I don't know how, like maybe if you can build them at the house, test them, and then ship them to their facility. Linear motors, that's it. Yeah, linear. It's a linear motor. Okay, so this is what we're using for our Pi. This is the Big Tree Tech Pi V2, which I haven't actually used. I have one. It just hasn't gone into a printer. Wait, this is, yeah, Pi 2. Just V1 of the Pi 2. So this is what we're using. And it does say that we need to do some prep on it. So before unpacking the Pi control board, make sure that you have grounded yourself. Well, great. For any static, connect the Wi-Fi antenna. So we need to do that and stick the heatsink onto the Pi board. Heatsink. It looks like the heatsink covers basically both of those chips. And then where's our, okay, Wi-Fi's right there. So yeah, let's peel this off. X-axis is completely stuck and cannot move the carrier. Interesting. So is it like the motors are engaged then? Because I know that with it, like there's the two buttons underneath it, and I've had a few times where it got stuck and then pressing the buttons basically reset the linear motors and allows you to move it by hand. I'm sure that's not what it is, but have you reached out to them to see if like what their initial thought is? Okay, that seems fine. We didn't fully cover that chip actually. Okay, that seems fine. Hold this in place for 30 seconds. I don't have, oh, interesting. I don't have power. Is the Big Tree Tech Pi reliable long term? I haven't really heard any bad things about it, which is a good thing. I know, I'm trying to think. I always forget. Is it Josh is his name? He's, I think, been running a couple of them and really likes them. I think that the Pi 2, like the second generation of it, is quite a bit better than the first gen. Okay, GP's is saying it works really well. Yeah. I think that the main benefits are it's got 24 volts, so you don't need a buck converter, which is really nice. I think it also has CAN, I want to say it has a CAN hookup or like a CAN bridge you can easily add to it. It's been a while since I've looked at it. I don't remember the specs offhand, but I know there were definitely some like nice things to have on it that the traditional Pi would not have. Okay, so antenna we will also just attach really quickly here. I might need to use a flathead. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I think I'll need to use a little baby flathead. Also, our music just ended, so let's do crazy mode. All right, tiny flathead. Okay, let's not destroy anything. Okay, that didn't work. It's kind of an awkward spot, this little Wi-Fi connection, because it's right by these two ribbon cables. It's right by these two ribbon cables. There we go. It's on. Go, go, gadget. Glow sticks. Yeah, so that's on. It's just a little awkward because of these. It's like right next to these two little ribbon cable connections, so it was tough for me to get my thumb around it, but that should be fine, and hopefully that angle is fine. It seems like a safe spot to have it, as long as I don't crush it with the screw connector. This machine is not really compatible with high temp. The Magneto? How high temp are we talking high temp? Like, are you just saying like ABS stuff, or no, you're doing like polycarbonate and above? Okay, mount the board to the base. Do not stick the antenna to the base. This may cause issues if stuck on, wait. Okay, just leave it hanging. Mount the board with the USB port pointing towards the right. So we need standoffs. We need bolts. Okay, standoffs and bolts, that's it. I think the standoffs were in the bag. Let's see, is this it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Yep. Okay, so we've got some standoffs. I don't know if they're nylon or what material. Does it say the material? Nylon. They are nylon spacers. So 4 nylon spacers, and then lots of M36 bolts. Okay. M36. It's like 8 bolts. Between 60 and 70 C in the enclosure for a few days in a row. Is it hitting 60 or 70 on its own, or are you doing something to increase the heat? Okay, so we're gonna first install. I don't even know if I need to use a screwdriver for this. I'm probably just just use my thumb. Or my fingers, not my thumb. Let's not crush this wire. Just enclosure in bed at 105 after days. You get around 60 Celsius. What's the main issue? Is it the servo? Not servos. Is it the linear motor drivers that are overheating? Is that what it is? I haven't even put the enclosure on mine. I feel like Nero's done quite a bit of ABS on his though. Okay, so this guy is going... mount the board with the USB ports pointing to the right as shown. Okay, so USB ports pointing to the right. So we want it like this. Are you pretty much with the TikTok since it's been... No, I haven't, man. I've been super busy with just getting regular video stuff done, so I haven't. I've been meaning to talk to Steve to see if he's made any progress with the input shaping side of things. I would like to still wire up my own ADXL to it, but I haven't done that yet. So I don't know if I'm just going to print with it as is and kind of do like a manual input shaping. I'm hoping to have a video out on it in the next like 60 days roughly. So I need to. Yeah, I really haven't been able to. I cannot tell if this is aligned. Let's see. It looks relatively aligned. Nope. Too far. Nope. There we go. Currently listening to the regret of forgetting to change to anything besides grid infill. Currently listening to the regret of forgetting to change. Wait, what is? What does that mean? Are you listening to the sound of the nozzle hitting the infill on the previous layer, or are you listening to a video, or what? I still sometimes use grid infill because it's default on a lot of profiles. But yeah, it's definitely not. It's like it's been old reliable for me, but I know it's definitely not the best really for any scenario. Oh yeah. I've had that happen plenty of times, especially on, it seems like, more modern printers. I know that the FL Sun V400, whenever I printed anything large, it would scrape on that grid infill, and I think I switched to rectilinear or gyroid, and that completely solved the issue I was having. Drivers are fine, but magnet on the axis is... Oh. Magnet on the axis is coming loose and thing it's making bolt and axis. Magnet on the axis is coming loose. You mean the magnets like that line the linear motor? Nice. Aren't you going to be building a Venture XL? Yes. I just talked about that a little bit ago that Bicyc reached out to me about it and was like, is it done? I said, I just talked to you guys and told you guys I'm going to be building this guy first because it showed up first. So it sounds like they're going to send me some different parts for it. I know someone had mentioned to me that there wasn't fuses on the beds, the 4 AC beds. So I'm wondering if that'll be part of the update package that they're sending me. Okay, so now we're taking out the SKR3EZ controls. Yeah, we're really doing all the freaking electronics. All the electronics. Oh wow, you've got yours coming. That's cool. Do you have some specific tasks in mind that require such a large machine, or are you building it more because it just seems like an epic, massive machine? This music reminds me of Mega Man. Yeah, I like it. I'm glad that because this is the same track that I've had for basically ever on the stream, I'm glad that more people seem to like it than be burnt out on it, because I still really like it, even though I've been listening to the same playlist for years now. Okay, so we got our board out. This is all of our stuff, so it's gonna have probably, let's see, we got a USB cable. These must be like jumpers. This looks like pins for crimping. Runs back over infill, sounds like a water bottle on the bicycle tire. Yeah, it's not a good sound. It is not a good sound at all. It's a very ugly sound. Usually the print turns out okay. I think you sometimes will get some artifacts from the sort of chatter vibration of it happening, but I've had quite a few prints complete with it. It's still been, you know, okay, so. Okay, so these are, what are these? Connectors and jumpers. Interesting. There's a resistor in here. Okay, I'm taking all this stuff out. Let's see what the instructions say. Okay, so before unpacking it, yes, after unpacking controller, you should find a bag of jumpers. For some jumpers may already be mounted on the board. Make sure they are in the correct positions described below. Use the jumpers to close connections between pins as shown in the diagram. These two jumpers will send 48 volts to the gantry motors. These three jumpers, will send 24 volts to the SSR relay. Okay, so. Okay, so this is what we need to do. So there are already jumpers installed. I assume they're probably not for 48 volts because it's really not nearly as common as running 24. So this one's set for 24. Yeah, they're all set for 24. So basically, you just swap out these two. So that way, instead of the middle and left, they're middle and right for 48 volts. So let's
think I'm just gonna use, I feel like the needle nose usually works best for these. Yep. Okay. And the last one is next to this connector, and that's already in place. So that should be good. So yeah, it looks like all we had to do was basically swap out those two jumpers. Linear rails are fine, but on the top of the rail where you have the linear motor, okay, oh yeah, linear rails are fine. The magnets are touching the carriage. Interesting. Yeah, post a picture. Like, send it in Discord. LTX says, I make a lot of rack mounts for AV and network racks. Ah, got it. I originally was going to get a rat rig, but this was cheaper and faster to get. That's awesome. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on it. Are you planning on keeping the stealth burner toolhead, or are you going to do something else with it? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm going to build it as is for the sake of the build, but if I'm holding on to this machine long term, which I would like to, because I think I could do some kind of crazy cool stuff with it, I'm probably going to swap. I'm probably going to upgrade the tool head on it to something, I don't know. It would be a cool printer to have a tube on. Okay, so we did that. Before unpacking these drivers, can we plug in, make sure that you've grounded yourself, got it. Plug the two 5160s. Can only be put on the flat side of the driver. Okay. Okay, driver time. Driver time. God, this is a monster driver. We looked at these last week when we unboxed this printer, but I gotta show you guys again. These are the 5160 drivers. They're just, the heatsink on them is monstrous. Yeah, it's a big boy. It's a big boy. I'm probably gonna switch to a tube after. Cool, yep. It feels like if there's ever been a printer that tube should go on it, it feels like that's what it is. Heck, I might end up switching. I wonder if I'll take tube off my Trident and put it on there instead. We'll see. Okay, so it looks like orientation-wise, when I'm looking at the photo, this is the direction that this should go in. It's a hard snap. Yeah, it snaps into place pretty hard. Okay, so that's done. Just gonna throw the trash on the ground for now. Throw trash on the ground for now. I'll this up after. Are those SKR? Yes! These are the 5160 RGBs. Yep, that is exactly right. Okay. Sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. I realize as I'm doing this, you guys can't see because I keep taking stuff off camera. Okay, those seem good. And then we've got our other drivers, which are just little babies by comparison. Uh-oh, one of them is missing. And I think that's my fault, so hopefully it's in this bag still. Yeah, it is. It looks like this is the orientation. Yep, that was right. I like that they give you both step stick and classic drivers. Yeah, I just noticed that right now, actually, Maurice. So you can use, like with this board, I don't think all their easy boards are like that, but with this board, you have the slots for the easy drivers. But if for some reason you don't have these or don't want to use them, you can still use your standard step stick style drivers. It has the slots for them. Bam. All right, we've got 5 drivers installed. Our jumpers are set correctly. Carefully push motor drivers. Sweet! We are mounting. Giveaway link is open for anyone that just joined up. Are the driver connectors keyed? Meaning, can they only go in one direction? If so, yes. You can only insert them in one direction. I was watching somebody's print with a 1mm tube the other day. Might as well have been printing concrete. That's awesome. I sent a picture. Sorry, not at home. Oh, no worries, man. I'll take a look right now. I'll show it on the stream, actually. Okay. Interesting. So this is... Isn't this the driver board, though? Where the driver board is? Well, these are magnets, you're saying. Huh. Have you reached out to them regarding this? Okay, so we need more standoffs, the same nylon. Let me put all the little electronic pieces back in the bag because there's a ton of them. It's just gonna make a mess if it falls. Have we gotten closer? Our goal is 100 likes. What are we at? We're at 79. We're getting closer. If you have not hit the like button, please do. We're trying to get, our goal is 100 before giveaway time, which is, we're gonna probably do the giveaway in like 7 or 8 minutes. Bear with me, I'm sliding a bunch of little jumpers and connectors back into this bag. Got it. Okay, I didn't drop any. It's incredible. Okay, so now we need, I said, these little nylon standoffs, which were where those were. They were in the spacers and shims bag. Yep, there they are. So just four more. Yep. Carriage is the motor. Got it. Okay, got it. Because it's a linear motor, that is the actual motor that then travels over the magnets. Got it. I like that Makertech is using 5160s for AB. I did the same thing on my Jubilee and got some skepticism on the Jubilee Discord. Oh, you have a Jubilee hobo? I was so close to building one. When I originally was going to buy an XL, I put down the deposit and was like, wait a minute, I can get an XL or I can build a Jubilee and have money left over for another project. And I don't remember why neither of them happened. Something happened that made me not, but... Okay, we're using the same M36s, so we'll do the same thing we just did a second ago, which is basically... drop these in. Use our hands to tighten these. Oops. You know what? I think the reason why I didn't do the Jubilee was that it looked like the project had been idle for quite a long time. I also canceled my XL pre-order when I found a Jubilee on Facebook Marketplace for 50% the price of a new one. That's super cool. That's like, I mean, I don't know how many there are out there in the wild, but I'd be stoked to find a Jubilee. Are you near a big city? I feel like you have to be able to find something like that. Okay, so that is done. Now we get to mount this. So orient the board with the terminals pointing to the rear of the base. Okay, so it looks like this guy is going here and he wants it like that. So back it off a little bit, back it forward a little bit, and yeah, my poor lens, man. Probably gonna have to buy a new lens. Or see if there's a way that, you know, first before I buy a new lens, I'll do some research and see is there any way I can fix this thing so it doesn't keep falling apart on me. I drove 4 hours north. Okay, got it. Yes, yeah, that was a large city. I get that you're not there, but for a purchase like that, like that's a big enough purchase where I'd be willing to do some driving as well. Man, the electronics space is really coming together quickly. There's a lot of stuff down here. I think we've basically used all the mounting holes. Maybe not all, but most of them. Okay, why is the last one not going in? Why is this one not going in? What is going on here? Oops. Okay, I got it. Just needed a little bit of force. Okay, calling that one good enough. Scratch my nose. Tighten the other ones up. That's good. Good. And that one seems good. I'm really happy with the printer. Technology is amazing. Really happy with innovation. It just needs a little push. Can't wait to have the technology finally tuned and running. Yeah. I will say that like all my interactions with the support team with Pia Poly, because I was helping out. Got a little scratch there. That's okay. They were really receptive to feedback as well as just like doing what they could to help, which was nice. Wow, are we doing all the under? It looks like we're doing all the wiring right now. Like, connect the board, mount that, power switch. Yeah, we are doing wiring right now. Wow, this is kind of wild. Okay. Connect the electronics fan to the SKR control board. So this is just going, it looks like it's going in the corner right here. Picture isn't that detailed, but it seems right to me. Connect the electronics from the SPR control board. That's all it says. And then USB cable. USB cable. Is that in here? Yep. I think it does. I hope. God, I hope it does. I think it does, Tuxedo. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing a wiring harness, but yeah, if you have to manually do the harness, I'd be a little sad. So, my answer right now is I think so. This wants to go like this. It feels so weird doing that, like doing really any electronic stuff right now. Yeah, this one cannot curve before, so it has to go like that. Okay, 2 more minutes, and I'm gonna remove the link in chat for the giveaway. We're at 91 likes. We just need 9 more people. 9 more people. Okay, now we're looking for an AC inlet, which is probably... Nope, it's not in here. It is really nice, like, clearing out some of this space, though, because there's so many bags and boxes and stuff. Let's see, that's all toolhead stuff. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of harnesses. I've got a bag here with a bunch of cables. Oh, here it is. Oh. Yeah, so here's the connector. It's already got, it comes with, it doesn't come with cable, like raceways, no. I think if I remember, it comes with like little plastic squares with adhesive on the bottom that you then zip tie it onto. I don't actually think the wiring down here is going to be that wild. I think because we're using USB connectors for everything, it's not that aggressive. But I mean, you could certainly add cable raceways. Thank you, Mike. I didn't need the Magneto X. I just buy it to test and support the project. Well, that's cool then. I mean, I've known of Mark and Pia Polly for probably now 7 years, and it's good peeps. It's really good peeps. Okay, so it looks like this is going in like this. Let's drag this off to the edge. I can't get my phone to open it. The giveaway link, really? It should just be a little Google form. Come on, wires. Got it. Okay. So M310. I'm gonna get these last two screws in, then I'm gonna remove the giveaway link. So just give me 1 second, everyone. So 2 nuts. And then countersunk. These are M310s. Do you think any company will use linear motors on printers? I haven't heard of any. I don't know of any. It would be cool. I think price is always sort of a big concern, and I don't exactly know how. I'm curious as to how Pia Polly was able to sort of, I think they developed their own, their own thing. I'd be interested if they would work with the company and sort of license out their sort of linear motor setup. I could see that maybe happening, but yeah, I don't know of any. Wait, what did you make sure you're fastening it in the right orientation? One side should be up? Oh, you mean like there's no switch on this. If that's what you're, like the fuse is, so right now the fuse is on the bottom right here, and then the connector's up top, but there's no on-off switch, so kind of odd. Oh, nuts. I guess I'll just start it with my hand. Oh yeah, that's right, there's a power switch. Yeah, you're right, ignore me. You're right, it does have a power button. It was in the same bag as this, I literally just looked at it. Come on, buddy. Okay, I got that one started. And take it off again, it didn't go on straight. Okay, that one is in. It still needs to be tighter, but where's my other nut? There it is.
Ah. I don't know why this feels so awkward. I mean, it is kind of awkward. I'm on the ground with very little lighting, trying to fit this driver. There we go. Okay, that one's good. This one just needs a couple more turns. Okay. It's in. Whew. All right. It really doesn't matter, but I hate power switches with the on side down. I've done it before. It sounds like it bugs you more than it bugs me, but I have done it before, and I will say it's a little bit like, I've thought about it afterward. I'm like, dang it, I should have done that the other direction. All right, I'm going to be removing the link. So if you're actively filling out the giveaway form, you've got 60 seconds. Yeah, power switch is literally the next step. So I think what we'll do is we'll try to finish this section up, at least the plugging in of things. It won't take us that long. Basically putting in the power button and wiring mains and the Pi and the main board. It's just power. We'll do the power, all the power. Okay, I am officially closing up the entries. Hey, we hit 100. You guys are awesome. Thank you everybody that, all the sound effects. Thank you everybody that hit the like button. Okay, it is game time. So we've got only 90 entries. That means everybody that entered in will definitely have a bit of a better chance today. It also is easier for me because I don't have to actually download the form. Boom, 90 peeps. There we go. All right, everybody. I think, man, I feel like every week when I say it that everyone knows how this goes because most everyone here hangs out every single week. But for anyone that does not, the winner of the giveaway will receive an email from me later this afternoon or this evening that will have a form along with a unique code that you'll need to enter in. And then Polymaker will send you a gift card regardless of where you're at in the world, and that can be used towards anything on the website. So you can buy a spool of filament, or if you want to use it towards something like a dryer, you can basically take the price off of, like, use the gift card to take it as like a discount code off of that item. So thank you to Polymaker for being awesome. Again, I mentioned earlier that I was on their stream, or it was a pre-recorded like podcast type Meet the Polymaker, but it went live last Thursday. If you haven't got a chance to watch it, it's like an hour long and it was a ton of fun. So definitely check that out. And then if you want to pick up some filament from Polymaker and support the channel, there's a link in the description, and anyone that does purchase, it does help the channel as well. There's no increase in cost. It's just basically Polymaker says, hey, you brought the people over, you know, here's a percentage of the filament sale. So it does really help out. Thank you to everyone that's doing that. Yeah, let's do this giveaway. So I'm trying to think, it's the 30th today. We're gonna do 30, I'm just deciding today. 30 shuffles is what we're doing today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good luck, everyone. People were saying hi to you. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I was confused because when Joel said that the episode went live, I looked and was like, I don't see me anywhere. Like, I didn't see me in the title or the thumbnail or the description. And so I had to like click on the video from last Thursday and like scrub through it. I'm like, oh, this is the one with me. So did we do 30 last week too? I guess so, man. We don't normally double down on numbers, but this time we're doing it. Next week, I'll let chat decide what we're doing, but here we go. 3, 2, 1, good luck, everyone. I didn't remember that we did 30 last time. Yeah, I think it would help, Liz, just because I feel like a lot of people that watch them will be like, oh, I want to watch because I like so-and-so's content, and there's no way of knowing I'm even in it unless you're like just watching it because you watch the episodes. A Road, you are, I think you're a first-time winner.
congratulations to A Road. You won this week's Polymaker giveaway. I will send you an email later on today. And as always, thank you everyone for entering. And one more time, thank you to Polymaker for letting us do these awesome giveaways. And we will do one more next week at the same time, at the same place. Well, probably not the same time, but at the same place in the same stream. So cheers, everyone. Alrighty, let's get right back into it. People catching up here. Okay. All right, man, I'm getting hungry. All right, so next up we are putting on that switch. It says to disconnect the power switch from the power cable assembly. Power switch? Everything looks disconnected already, so let's do this. And this is going up top here. I actually do really like the button, so let's raise you guys up. That's as high as I can get you guys, apparently. Are there different properties on the three tool heads, or are they the same? They're the same. I think they're all the same as a default. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't used the Orbiter V3. I know like there's an option to do the Revos, but I believe ours are just using standard, using standard nozzles, which I want to say are, oops, I gotta take the thread off. I want to say are probably standard V6s, but don't quote me on it until I look at it. And if that's the case, I'll very likely end up rocking two 2.4 millimeter nozzles, and then one that's likely going to be a 0.8, either for big prints, or one of the things I really want to play around with is using a larger diameter orifice, or larger orifice for infill. So I definitely want to do, sorry, this is kind of tangled. I definitely want to have one that's larger. But yeah, I don't quote me on it, but I think that they're all probably 0.4 millimeter nozzles by default. That'd be my assumption. Okay, so this is going in. Can we fit this stuff just through the hole? I imagine, because we just did. Yep, that goes like that. These need to go like this. Okay. Connector goes like that, and we're in the hole. Perfect. Okay. Not too difficult with the power outage. Oh, yeah, Jose. How's the electrical situation over there? One of my coworkers lives in Portugal, and so we had yesterday was Tuesday, so we had our like company-wide meeting, and they were saying it was related to, or they didn't know what the cause was, but I think that they got the full solar grid back online within, was it like 8 or 9 hours, which is really impressive. But yeah, I think it was Portugal and also Spain, right? Also had the power outage. It's solved 10 hours. Yeah, 10 hours. Part of France. Wow. Yeah, I did know it was Spain, Portugal, and part of France. Okay. Yeah, I'd heard about Spain and Portugal. I didn't realize France was also part of it. That's crazy. That's nuts. I can't even imagine. I mean, I've had power outages, sure, but it's just such a wide. I can't do this from a different angle. I don't know. Maybe I need to make this wider. I can't tell if I'm running out of space or if it's just that there is not space for this big tool. I think that they're just, oh, I got it. No, there's not really good space. I guess maybe hand tight isn't, oh, I was loosening it. God. Heading out to grab some food, enjoy the rest of the stream. Hey, have a wonderful rest of your day, Hasio. Thanks again for the gifted memberships earlier. Delilah, can you stop licking, Delilah, please stop licking yourself. Can the needles work? That's probably as tight as I'm gonna be able to get it. It doesn't feel like it's spinning.
Yeah, I don't think it's spinning on its own anymore, so that should be fine. Portugal doesn't have nuclear power plants. Hey, Nick. Hey, Daniel, congrats on the anniversary. Hey, thank you so much. Love from the Netherlands. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we had, this last week was Aaron and my 3-year wedding anniversary. We got married on 4/25. So we've been together for a decade, but we got married 3 years ago, so 7 years. We got engaged at a little bit before 5 years, but then because of COVID and all that, we didn't want to commit to any sort of wedding. Sorry, I'm trying to look at a wiring diagram and talk. We didn't want to commit to anything because we were in California, which was probably one of the stricter states when it came down to lockdowns. And so a lot of friends we had that got married or engaged during that time had all sorts of complications with cancellations and not being able to get deposit back and stuff like that. So we held out for basically 2 years. It was a really long engagement, longer than we would have wanted, but it all worked out. Nice with the gifted membership. Thank you so much, man. Cheers. Did you also, I asked you, I think I asked like twice earlier, and I don't know if you responded and I missed it or if you didn't hear it. And I know you're on your phone, I think you said as well, but did you reach out to Pia Poly about the latest issue that you've got going on with the motors and the high temp? And like, did they say anything yet? Or is it so fresh that you haven't gotten a chance to talk with them yet? I'm just curious to hear what they think. Okay, so this is saying, here's our wiring diagram. Power switch. Okay, so power switch coming in from here. There's a connector on this. Okay, so this connects, this is kind of cool. So this is off our AC inlet. And it's already got a let me pull the wires through so they're not so tangled. Sorry, I just realized my head was probably blocking some of the camera. What is going on here? So this is, okay, this is connected to this. There's not even that much wire going on, but I somehow have managed to tangle it. These should not be tangled. God, give me my wire. You go like this. Okay, jeez, they really wanted to be friends. I mean, they're gonna connect with each other soon. So yeah, the AC inlet has a little connector. So this is just gonna connect like that. So now we've got our power, and then what's next? So that's that. And now we have got, as shown in the diagram, connect the cables from the mains port to the 24-volt SSR. I wish that this image was bigger. Oh, it is bigger. Okay. Okay, so what other cables we have here? We just have a single brown cable. And it looks like this guy is connecting in 4 places or 3 places. So one of them is connecting to live down here. Here, let me drop this down. Not yet, a lot of work these last days. Okay, got it. Do me a favor, keep me updated on that. I'm just curious to know what the resolution is. I know they'll take care of you, whether that means like a replacement part or something, but I'm curious to know what the resolution of the whole thing is. Okay, so this is our wire coming in from top, and it shows that the first one is going into live. I feel like I'm scratching this, and I don't mean to. Okay, so there's live. Probably gonna have to open some of these up again though. Okay, and then second one is going into live. That's right, it's because we got 2 power supplies. Second one is going into live over here. Cool. And the last one is for the SSR. And the last one is going to be right here, live. Okay, one wire down.
I'm not going to worry about any sort of cable management in today's stream. I might off stream put a couple of those little zip tie guys in, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so now we've got from here, we should have a few yellow cables. So I think it looks like the longer one is going into our earth. I also can't see chat, so I'm sorry right now. I'm completely blocked from where I'm at down here. So we've got earth. Okay. And we've got longer earth, which is going right here. It's a little awkward. There we go. Now we need to ground our chassis, which is using what? I'll look at that in a minute. Okay, so then next we've got blue, so it's neutrals. There's two neutrals, yep. So short neutral, it's just going right here. Like so. You guys see what I'm doing? Kind of? Yeah, kind of. Golden Eagle, yes! That's a sweet, sweet coffee drink that Aaron's bringing. I'm so excited. I need food as well. I'm gonna go absolutely nuts if I drink that sweet coffee and don't eat, but I'll probably just microwave a burrito or something. Okay. So we have got now everything except for our chassis grounded. So we've got this connected to there, to there, to there for live. And from here, we already have those two connected. Yeah, we've got earth, earth. That one we still need to do. Fix the shortest earth cable to the base where you previously scuffed. Okay. So we're using a, does it say M4 by 12? And a lock nut. So this will go, I think I'll do bolt in. Let me change the camera. I just realized I didn't do that side view. Here we go. So I just shoved a bolt through the outside to the inside. This feels like an unnecessarily long screw, but it is what it said to use, so I'll just use it. And then this is going to be 2.5 millimeter driver. This should probably work okay. I'm gonna let it fall out while I'm tightening it, and then I'll shove the fork. What's not a, is it a fork? Yeah, fork or spade. Ideally, I'd like to have it in line with the section I opened up the most, which is like right there. Oops. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. All right. OCDME wants a ring terminal and star washer. Yeah, that would be nice to have. Hey, hey, Ludico, or Ludiso. Dutch Bros, yes. I'm obsessed with the blended Golden Eagle. It's just straight caramel candy, and I need it in my life. Okay, so now we're doing high power. Power converter cables. Connect to the 24-volt power supply. Where are... Okay, there's a bunch of cables in here that are harnesses, but they're not labeled. I'm wondering if these are all for the tool heads, actually. Let's see, because these three are like identical. These cables do not have connectors on the end, but can still be connected to it without any problem. That's a little confusing. So this is a switch, this is a switch, this is a switch. It's definitely not that. Here's a bunch of cables. I'm assuming it's just basically grab a cable. But these are all stepper motors, USB, servo stuff. Yeah, it's gotta be basically... Let me just check to see. Let me go this cam. So just a bunch of cables with sort of a spade or fork connector on one side. They all look to be the same size. Kind of thinking it's just grab one and shove them in. So that's what we'll do. Oh, I didn't change the camera. There we go. It's so good. It's so good. It's actually like kind of funny story. If you've been watching since, I don't know, we were living in the first place, the streams, I had a doctor's appointment 3 years ago and I was told that I was pre-diabetic, and I had just drank a Golden Eagle before going into that doctor's appointment, not knowing I was getting blood drawn. And they told me that no, like it's not glucose, it's whatever the other thing is that they can check for. That's like a summary of months of, you know, whatever it is that they're measuring or checking for. And so I believed them. And so I stopped drinking all the Monsters I was drinking and all sorts of stuff, stopped having Golden Eagles, obviously. And I got a new doctor. Well, I felt like there was maybe something wrong with their testing, because I didn't see the test, and the thing I saw looked like it was saying glucose. And so I got a new doctor and got tested with the other method that like checks for a longer range of time, and they're like, no, you're fine, you're way fine. So Golden Eagles are back on the menu. In and Out coming. Oh my gosh, just get In and Out too. Zombie and I accidentally found Dutch Bros in Colorado. My Golden Eagle lasted... Wait. Zombie and I accidentally found Dutch Bros in Colorado. My Golden Eagle lasted 2 days? What do you mean it lasted 2 days? Like you couldn't drink it that quickly? A1C, yeah, that's what it is. It's the A1C test is what they ended up doing, and they're like, no, you're like, everything here is way fine. Okay, so it looks like this cable, yeah, this has plenty of distance. I can route it like that. Well, plenty of distance might have been an exaggeration. There's some distance. It's actually a little bit tighter than I would like. It's okay. We'll go for it for now. Okay, so red. I chug coffee. I put it in the fridge, added ice, perfect. Day 2. Got it, okay. Yeah, it does last. I can't say I've gone 2 days, but I have like gotten squirreled out on a project and it's been hours and I'm like, wow, it still tastes amazing. So yeah, I can't route these cables very nicely. If I try to just go like side and side, it doesn't fit. So I kind of have to pull it over the outer housing of the PSU, which is fine. I wish it was a hair longer, but it'll be okay. I'm glad that you know what a golden eagle is, Liz. Yeah, we don't have, or oops, let me fix this. We don't have Dutch Bros in California, so sweet coffee has always been like Frappuccinos from Starbucks. And so once we came out here and I tried, I think the Golden Eagle was the first, sorry, I know I'm blocking it with my neck. I think it was the first thing I tried from Dutch Bros. I'm like, this is it. This is everything I want. I was doing their cold brews for a while that are a little less sugar intensive. And I do like those as well, but man, I've been on such a Golden Eagle kick lately. Since last year, my wife banned me from caffeine. Oh no. I get it though, like, you know, I mean, when they told me that I was pre-diabetic, I haven't had a single, I was having monsters every stream, if you guys remember, and I was having them quite a bit off stream when I was editing and stuff, and I haven't had a single monster since. Even after, like, I've eased back into things, like I'll have soda now, but I'm not doing as much soda as I was prior to that whole thing. So, like, I mean, some good came out of it, health-wise. Okay, so now we're doing the next, so yeah, it's just the same thing, so red and black. When Erin gets home, I am going to end the stream because she's also bringing food, and I was planning on calling it, it's a 3-hour mark, so it'll be a little over that. We've made really good I think we've made really good progress today. If you don't think we have, well then, I don't know what to tell you. For a ModBot stream, we've made really good progress today, but I would just like to get these last couple of cables done. So the next section is us installing the Z in the beds, so that way we can level the bed for Zombie. Okay, so these are going into, it looks like it is the red and black, so it's these two right here. I don't know how well you can see that, it looks decently. So yeah, DC in. So this is our positive. Okay, our negative. Oh, that went in. That went in really far. Okay. All right. So we've got. Oh, I screwed up. I screwed up. It looks like for this one, it's not supposed to go directly to the Pi. It's supposed to go to here, and then it looks like we just basically stack the terminals. Is that what they did? They stacked the... Or this one has a splitter. Connect the terminals from 25 volt. These cables do not have connectors at the ends. Interesting. I don't see any cables like that. I'm also not entirely sure what our 12 volts is for. I can only be fueled by Sprite alone for long. I need caffeine. Tried the human bean. That's coffee, right? I don't think I... Oh wait, no. Are they the ones that they give you like a little candy thing? Like a chocolate covered espresso bean? If so, then I've had it once. One of those, coffee should taste like jet fuel. Oh man, one of those guys. I mean, there's a lot that are like that, but no, I like sweet coffee. Yeah, I've had them once. It was yummy. It was really good. I've noticed your text. I'm very excited. So does the worst. Dutch Bros is in Cali. Interesting. I don't remember. I don't think in Southern California. At least I don't ever recall it. I need to look at this a little bit more to figure out what the deal is, because it looks like here. All right, let me see. There's a better way to do this. I go like this. It opens up nicer. So it looks like there's wires going into here, and then they go into there, which is actually really nice because I don't have enough distance, I told you a minute ago, to go cleanly from here to here. But what I'm not understanding is if I'm basically using two different, back from 24 volt PSU to 24 volt terminal converter. These cables do not have connectors on the end. Oh, so they basically just shoved. Okay. Got it. So I think all that they did was basically shove. I'm wondering why they didn't do. Okay, so it seems like what they want us to do is just shove this little bit of frayed wire into that terminal, which I'm okay with doing. The only thing I am going to do is, I'm going to expose a bit more wire because there's not, I'd like to have as much wire touching this as I possibly can. It's making sense to me now. I think that the 5 volts is probably for the tool head board. That's why we need 5 volts. Maybe it's the eddy current board or the, I don't actually know. Okay, so these are a bit longer now. So yeah, we're basically going to shove this and this in here. So I don't love that. I think I would almost rather add, I feel like I'd almost rather add a spade to it, but I think it'll be okay. I've definitely done this before on power supplies, at least a long time ago, so. But it would be nice if they just included a, this is not green because they blocked it. Okay, let's do this differently then. God, why is this so awkward? I think it's just the angle that I'm at, because I'm trying to show the camera what I'm doing. Fine, there we go. We'll split the wires around the post. But yeah, this would be a lot simpler if they just either created a wire that was sort of piggybacking in one of these with 2 spades like they did with the other ones. I don't know why they didn't do that. Okay, that's fine. We're calling that good enough. Okay, one down. Holy moly, the line for Dutch is insane. Hey, people gotta get their golden eagles. It's it's hump day, man. It's golden eagle day. Every day. Yeah, I am gonna actually split up the wires on this just a little bit like I did with the other one, so that way they kind of wrap around the center post, the screw post. So let's go like this, and let's go like this. Kind of create our own little fork. I don't need that much split though, just a little split. It's because I need to loosen you more? Is that why you're not going in? It's not working the way I want it to. I honestly recommend for anyone that has this just to add a little connector to it. I'm getting close to just doing that myself. Try to build it the way it comes, but it just seems like a little bit of an oversight. There we go. Come on, baby, go underneath. There we go. Okay. All right, that's sufficient. Holy cow. That was more work than it should have been. Use a connector, don't use plain wiring under a screw tensioner. A connector would be the better way to do it. I don't disagree with that. It's going to work fine. I've absolutely done this before for a 24 volt like this. But I don't disagree with you that just using a connector would be a better route. I'm gonna shoot them a message after this. That's like the only thing I think I've seen from today's build where I'm just like, why didn't you guys just do a piggyback one? There's a few wires in here that have multiple spades on it. They could have just done that for that one as well, and it would have been a lot cleaner. Okay, red and black. Oh yeah, Steve would Steve would not have left that. That I can guarantee. And I wouldn't blame him for not leaving that. It's a really interesting decision. Considering the rest of their terminal, or considering the rest of their harnesses have been so solid. I'm not sure why they decided to go that route. Piggybacking two fork terminals is perfectly acceptable. Yeah, no, what I mean is, I don't mean two separate wires, but if we look at let's see, what's an example of it? This is live, right? Yeah. If we look at like the live wire, they have a single wire that goes to a terminal, but then they like basically crimped it on two wires so that way it can continue onto another terminal. And so in this instance, I don't understand why they didn't just include a cable like that for this particular 24 volt line that needs to go, you know, into the black converter and then into the Pi. That's just weird to me. Disappointing. No, I don't want to see a disappointed Steve face. It makes me sad. Okay, that's done, that's done. So last one is motor power. That's it, it's just motor power. So motor power is just the one we're going from the 48 volt line. Oh, this is the last. This is the final cables. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, and this is saying that motor cables are, looks like the far left. Let me verify that. I can't verify that, but I'm gonna take its word for it. This says heated bed, DC and extruder 0, extruder 1. That's gotta be for the motors then. We'll go based off their diagram. I can't believe how much wiring we did today. I looked ahead a little bit, but not that thoroughly. I knew we were going to be mounting some stuff down here, but I didn't realize that we were basically doing all of the, not all, but I mean the steppers aren't plugged in and stuff, but like a sizable amount of the wiring, at least power wiring. All right. So yeah, what's left is tidying cables, and this is what I was telling you about, or trying to describe Tuxedo. Is this is what they use for a lot of their wiring. So what I'll do off stream is clean up wiring a little bit. I'll zip tie bunches together, use those little standoffs that they have, and try to make this look a little less crazy. It's not the worst thing. There's luckily a lot of space down here to work with, so I will Steve mount is far better. Oh, Steve's mount, like, yeah, Steve's mount is far better. The printed one I really like. This one I don't think tightens nearly as tight, and it's just kind of bulky. So for anyone who doesn't know, Steve has designed basically a little zip tie mount that is really discreet. You put a little bit of VHP on the bottom and it works just like these, but better. But I'm gonna use what's in the kit. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of zip tie some things, try to clean them up a little bit, and then we will pick up next Wednesday. It looks like next Wednesday is Z and bed. So rails, let's see. Rails, is there? Interesting. The rails are just floating on printed parts? That seems wild to me, but okay. So yeah, we're doing rails. We are doing basically bed stuff. So next week, a big part of it will be bed, and then we move on to gantry. So my plan for next week will be to completely do the bed and then see how far we can get in gantry. Yeah, I didn't realize the rails were like that, GPs. We're gonna do it and see how it all works out, but that is more interesting than I was expecting them to be. But I am pleased. We've got all of our bearing stacks done. We've got motor mounts mounted, backplate done, and all of the, can you see, like, I mean, these are all the bolts that we installed for all the electronics. So motors are in place down there, all the electronics underneath are in place, and it went relatively smoothly. I will say, so far, the instructions have been great. I will double check all of my wires to make sure I got positive in the right terminal, negative. I went off their diagram, but as I was talking about other stuff, I'll just verify that everything does match before we go to power it on and make it all smoke. So not that fond of those cable anchors. Yeah, they're not great. They're not great. I mean, they're fine, right? Like, they're functional. What's the square hole in the middle for? Wait, what? What's the square hole in the bottom for? Do you mean, oh, this guy? These? There's a bunch of these. There's a lot of these. Yeah, so there's one almost identical. Yeah, identical here, 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 here. And my answer to you is I have no idea. I'm assuming that the three on this side are going to be for cable management, for like where the wiring harness is going to come out for the tool head, like the tool head board. But I don't know about this one. And yeah, I really don't know. I think they're all tool head board related stuff. Are you asking if there is rubber grommets? I don't know that. Yeah, there might be. Maybe that's what that is. It just snaps into place. It feels like this is for a zip tie though. So we'll see. I don't know yet. I haven't looked that far ahead in the instructions. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I am really excited that, I mean, this thing is going to be, it's not terrible yet. It's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be, considering we added a few things to it today, but it's getting heavier. And I'm really excited to make some more progress on this. So as far as I'm aware, next week it'll be the same time, same place. We'll do the bed, the Z assembly, and then we'll see how far along we can get in the gantry. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got. Congratulations again to our winner. I will email you this evening. Thank you to all of our members, new members, old members, for the gifted memberships and the donations that came in today. I really appreciate that, all the support, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. Please, everyone, wish me luck on Project Drip or Project Irrigation. I mentioned earlier, but I just had a ton of drip stuff dropped off, and so I have to add a valve to my sprinkler system, which I don't think will be hard considering the stuff that we do, but I just haven't done it. And then I've never used drip lines, and I bought hundreds and hundreds of feet of drip lines for raised beds and trees and pots. Like, it's gonna be nuts. So I will definitely update everyone next week on how it all went. Hopefully I'll be smiling when I talk about it and not frowning. But yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch y'all next time. Cheers, everyone. Bye.